to give you guys a moment to come into the room. We're going to have a great build today. Give you guys a moment to come into the room, man. Let me know how you guys are doing. This one is called Everyone Wants to Go to Heaven. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. All right, so we're going to have a great build on that, family. Give you guys a minute. What's up, Chosen? Peace to you. Peace, DMC. I can't wait, family. I can't wait to get built up. My mind is running on 1,000 words a second. And so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get this out, family. I know I will. Why am I trying to sound like I'm not sure, right? We're going to be able to get this out. What's up to all of you guys? Peace to you guys. Go ahead and like, family. Share this on your Facebooks or whatever you need to do. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook also. Go ahead and get that. Go ahead and make that happen. But we're about to have a great build. If you're in the room today, you're in the right place. So I'm telling you now, if you're here, don't miss this one. Don't miss this one, family. Okay? Don't miss this one, family. If you popped up on this live, you are right where you need to be. I didn't advertise this. I didn't market this this live. Didn't promote it at all. I literally rose up with this message in my heart and decided to go live and say to basically to whom it may concern, whoever's on here, that'll be who it's for. So some of you guys are really trying to create and manifest your realities, and maybe some of you are lost in doing that. And if that's you, you're in the right place, family. I said before, we think life is happening to us, but we are creating it. And you might say to yourself, if I'm creating life, then if I was creating life, my life would look a lot better than this. Okay, well, you're in the right place, family. Everyone wants to go to heaven. Everybody wants to go. Y'all remember the idea of heaven? Y'all remember this? Like, y'all know the idea of heaven is a place where there's no crying, no suffering, right? No pain, no loss, okay? No confusion, okay? Only love, no hate. Talk to me about heaven, family. Like, what is heaven is absent all these negative aspects, right? The negative energy, the negativity in the world. Heaven does not have those things. It only has the positive things, right? And we grew up hearing these stories about heaven and how heaven is. It's all love. It's living forever. There's no death. It's only life. It's only, worship. It's only beautiful. It's only beauty, no ugly. It's only good, no bad, right? Christopher says the idea of heaven sounds crazy to me. Heaven is energy. Heaven is not a place. But we know the idea of heaven, though, right, Da Vinci? Like, the idea of it is there's no sorrow, right? Whenever someone dies, we talk about them at the funeral. You hear them talking about this person never having to die again, never having to experience pain again, suffering ever again. Their life will only be worship and praise and joy, right? And happiness. Yeah, no more sorrow. That's right, Balance. Heaven is a mindset. Like how you guys think. Those are man-made values. Those are man-made constructs, ideas, absolutely. Of course, we want to vibrate to our highest selves, which is all good things, seeing the world in a positive way, okay? And when we vibrate low, we see the world in a negative way. So the higher you vibrate, there is no more sorrow, so to speak, right? So even in death, you recognize in that transition, there's also life. So there's no more death. Does that mean no more people will die, or you won't see it as death? What if you saw death as life? I mean, we all gotta kill to eat, right? Something has to die for each and every one of us to be able to live on, correct? Right? Something has to be sacrificed in order for us to live on, whether that be herbs, vegetables, fruit, meat, right? Something has to go in order for us to continue living on. Seems like a big riddle in the world, right? And so what happens when we die? We become life. We become life, okay? Because energy is never destroyed. It's only transferred, right? It only transforms. No matter what. So there's no more death in heaven, right? But it's because it won't be seen as death. When you vibrate to a certain existence, so to speak, or perspective, you don't see it as death. You see things differently, right? But we're going to talk about why is it that if we had heaven, like we say we want this heaven, okay? Everyone seems to, I mean, look at the churches, they're filled up, the mosques are filled up, the temples are filled up with people who want to go to heaven, a place where there's no sorrow, no pain, no judgment, no negativity, okay? But I'm gonna ask you guys something. Do we really want heaven? Do we really want it? Because heaven is not outside of yourself. Heaven is internal. You will never find heaven externally, like you will never find joy externally. Do you understand? You will never find sadness externally. This emotion you feel inside of yourself. You don't see sadness anywhere. You may see people who are experiencing sadness, but you don't see sadness itself. We're about to really get into this, family. If we truly say we want to go to heaven, then why don't we create heaven? Why don't we choose heaven daily? See, the thing is, for all of us who are saying we really want to go to heaven, the thing is, I think we forget that we are absolutely balanced. If this world right now was like heaven, you guys would be bored. Think about how we look at TikTok, look at Facebook, look at YouTube. Look at people who are giving out negative energy, okay? Look at the people who are doing very negative things. Look at how many viewers they have. Look at how often they go viral. Look at people who do positive things. Look at how they don't get as many views. Look at how they don't get shared as much, right? Now, the whole world now is claiming to want heaven, but look at how we look over positivity and focus on negativity. Now, I take that and I have to focus in on the negative to turn it into positive, something that we can view to make us better, say like with the Jada and Will situation, okay? But what I'm speaking about is when someone is actually, their content is negative. Why is it that they make a bigger impact on the world than someone who is being positive? Why is that? Why is it that someone would rather shake their naked butt on TikTok than speak a powerful message to inspire someone? Why is it those videos don't go viral? You understand? Why is it, honestly, guys, that if someone is revealing their naked bodies, doing something seductive, something that is lustful, why is it that when someone is showing a bunch of jewels and money and fancy things, that they get more views? Why is it that if someone is giving out negative energy for attention, they get more attention actually? Why is that, family? If we truly say we want to go to heaven, family, why is it that the world does not emulate that or reflect that? Doesn't it appear that most of us, family, want hell around us? We want chaos. We want negativity. This is why we choose it. We could choose positive energy. We could choose to watch positive things, but we don't. We have a choice, but we don't choose to. So the Bible's God, preferably, specifically Jesus, says, I'm going to create a place for you. I'm going to create a place for you. What if it was up to you to create that place? For all of you guys who say, well, where is Jesus? He went to create this place, okay? Jesus is supposedly, metaphysically, energy. Your life force rising to the pinnacle, okay? So Jesus goes to create a place for you. So if Jesus goes to create a place for you, and for all of us who say it's taken him long enough, maybe it's more difficult than it seems. Because to create that place, You got to constantly choose that. And we just don't do that. We are Jesus rising to the pinnacle. We are. Okay? Now, we go down to the foundation, to the earth, only to rise again. Jesus is sent down. Well, and of course, the yin and yang. The devil is cast down. Jesus is sent down. Really crazy, but it's the same story told. Okay? Jesus is sent down to be the sacrifice because Satan was cast out. And he caused the condemnation. Right? The yin and yang. So again, you rise into that pinnacle, family, of vibration to where you can create heaven. But how do you create heaven? Even intuitively, we all want peace, we say, right? But why do we choose chaos? Think about it. Think about it, family. If someone is kind to us, we'll often overlook them. If someone is negative to us, we'll pay attention to them. We'll remember them longer. If someone comes along and gives you money or help whenever you need it, you'll be grateful. You'll be thankful. You will remember them. But let's be real. That person who hurt you, you continue to remember them with a passion. You don't think on all the good things that people did for you in your life and wake up every day in love and say the world is an amazing place. And you have every right and every reason to go out and be successful because you've had help. People have came to your aid before. You've had opportunities. Instead, what happens? We wake up and remember the people who did negative to us, the negative aspects of life, and we say, the world is bad, woe is me. Now, we don't do this daily, but we can't seem to consistently always choose heaven. We can't always choose the higher perspective of life. Why is this, family? Why is that? Why do we have this toxic need? Is it because we are evil? If we are also working to create hell, does that make us demons? Just esoterically, metaphysically, family, are we being Satan's little helpers or Satan himself whenever we choose evil or to be around us? Whenever you chose to focus on your enemy rather than your friend, are you the devil? Think about this, family. You go out and you ride down the road. Someone cuts you off in traffic. I mean, you can focus on that if you want to, but that's hell. That's chaos. That's not peace. You can't ignore that also, which is peace. It never happened. But instead, some days we choose to focus on the fact that they cut us off, that they cursed us out, they stuck us a birdie, right? Some days we ignore it. But can we consistently, why don't we consistently choose heaven? Because heaven is eternal. Once you go, ain't no coming back. So the idea of heaven is that that's what it's going to be forever. No choosing negativity at all. No more twerk videos. You understand? No more watching things that's only going to make you mad so you can be in the moment. No more. Only things that make you grow. Only things that focus your energy onto you to become a better person. Heaven would only be about self-mastery. Heaven would only be about being your best self with no distractions. But you'd get bored. If you guys woke up every day with just you would be bored. You have to find some way to waste your energy to get in front of yourself and inhibit your kingdom. Think about it, family. Well, Fernando, you can live without twerk videos. I'm talking about the entire world. You got to understand now, you ain't the only one watching. You understand? Let's be honest. These videos are some of the most watched. You understand? They don't have to say a word. Someone like me can be up here giving my life to y'all, giving my experiences to y'all, breaking down things and saying things that can change your life. Some people will view it. Most people won't. You understand? It's outside of most people's vibration. They say most won't get it. But if I wasn't doing all of this talking, and I started getting up here, dancing in front of y'all butt naked, using my assets, I wouldn't have to say a word. And all of a sudden, everybody would know who I was and what I was doing. The views would go up, everything. There would seem to be a reward for me shutting my mouth and putting out negative energy rather than positive. In this world, you must see why people typically choose negative energy. If you want to rise quicker, you think that that's the faster route. That's the shortcut, right? Put out negative energy, sell your soul. Gain the world, gain the world, lose your soul. It feeds on negative energy. And if you would just, conform to the world, don't transform, conform to the world and give it negative energy, become negative energy, and you'll rise quicker. More people will. And this is why people are into drama. This is why they create it in their lives. You understand? Drama is hard to ignore. See, hell is hard to ignore. It's loud. It's like, look at me. Look at me. You know you want me in your life. You know you want me in your life. Think about that person who says something to you to hurt your feelings, not necessarily make you mad. You could choose to ignore it and not be sad. You could choose to not confront it and not argue with that person. You could choose to focus on your kingdom, on creating your heaven, because your heaven starts in here. And to manifest that in reality, it takes focus, family. It takes focus, family. Right, hell is loud. Oh yeah, it is, family. So your heaven is in your mind. Your goal is to manifest your heaven into the material world. But there's so many opportunities to focus on hell. And anytime you focus on hell, you're not creating heaven. You cannot do both. Good and clean water don't come out of the same fountain. You cannot serve two masters. Should I go on? You can't walk in two directions, family. You cannot be distracted and on track at the same time, family. Do you understand? When you are focused on drama, you're not focused on your kingdom. When you are acting out in negative energy, you're not building your kingdom. You're tearing it down. When you're putting out positive energy, only then are you building your kingdom. Do you understand? We say we want heaven, but we're constantly creating hell. Someone can be very kind to you. Someone can take you on a nice date. In your mind, you're going to say, they're just trying to play you. It's too good to be true. They must have some alternate motive. They must have some alternate ego that they're hiding from me. Even though I don't have signs of that. I know what happened in my past. I know how people can be. So I believe all people are like that, even though I can't prove that. That's an anecdotal experience, but I'm going to say all men are bad. All women are bad. All women will leave you with a hypergamous nature. All women will eventually cheat on you. All women are low vibrational and will sleep with you for things. All men are low vibrational and will cheat on you for just a piece of booty. With these ideas, family, you don't realize you're creating your own hell. It is you choosing to manifest and conjure on these thoughts, and thoughts are things. See, thoughts are your spiritual world. That's part of heaven. Thoughts are things. So the thoughts that you have, these become the lumber and the bricks, family, the brick and mortar that becomes your material world. Because you act it out and you project that out onto the world. As a man thinketh, so is he. You can be no one else other than who you think you are. Do you understand? You cannot be someone other than what you have stored up in here. Other than your experiences. You will only be that, family. You will only be that. You know literally nothing about another world because you've never seen it. You don't even have a perspective of what that world would even be like. That's what it would be like to not be yourself, family. You have no perspective of what it would be like to be in anybody else's head. So the only moves that you can make is coming from here, family. The only moves that you can make is coming from. It can only be manifested from you, the source of you, the essence of you. This is every experience. Everything that you have saw in life and process is good or bad. So I'm going to break something down for you guys. Negative and positive energy. Because I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that you're evil for creating hell. I'm going to tell you that we are beings of balance. We are energy beings, period. There is no such thing as negative or positive energy. There's yin and yang. We say it is negative or positive. That's a way of saying it, negative or positive energy. And then some of us say good and bad. Right and wrong, but really it's as above, so below, yin and yang. So basically, thank you so much for you said it even before I said it. So I know you're on point there, Hurricane. So for perspective's sake, family, here's what good or bad is, okay, or evil and good is, or just morals type. Here's where that comes from, okay. So we have a vessel. Okay, the way our vessel interacts with the material world. Now, on the other side of this vessel in here is our spiritual world, okay? But our vessel uses our nerves and muscles and all these types of things to send signals to our brain. This is how we process the world here. We take it in through our orifices, so to speak. So here's your vessel, family. Your vessel is the material world also, the material world out here. Now, your thoughts, your consciousness, this is the spiritual world. Now, as above, so below. As above, your spiritual world, so below. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a man's kingdom is in here, a woman's kingdom is in here, that's the kingdom that they will manifest in the earthly realm, in the material world. You can be no different. So if you're pretending to act all spiritual and your life doesn't show that, then we know that you're not that. It's impossible to be different than who you are. What's in you will come out. Have you ever seen a truth teacher? He seems to be enlightened, right? And then someone offends him, and you see the worst in the world come out of him, and it's like he's more chaotic than most people that you know. And here you are saying, I believe in this person, I followed this person for years. To see them doing this is just, they've always been that person. This is how you can tell a pretender. Life reveals all. As a man thinketh, so is he. Your background is going to come out of you. Somebody pick on you, say something to you, how you grew up, how you handled issues as a child. These things will typically come out of you in your subconscious when you can't control it. You understand? So anyway, family, how do you process the world? Now, we take the world in through our orifices. Let's say like when you eat, okay, that's taste. How it tastes, though, is based on how your brain processes it, okay? Now, with our eyes, we look or we see. We bring light into our eyes. This helps us to break down colors, okay? This helps us to break down the material world and what it looks like, the appearance of it. Now, then we have ears. Now, we take in sound through our ears. Now, hearing is one thing. The sound of it, tones of it, all that's based on how we're going to process it, okay? Same thing with touch. Through our senses, through our nerves, we bring in feeling and pain and pleasure through our sensory nerves, right? To our brain. Whether it feels good or bad, whether it hurts, your pain, your tolerance for pain, pleasure, all these types of things are going to be based on how you process it. Now, this may not be good or evil. This is how someone can do an evil act, but actually enjoy doing the evil act, and to them feel like it's a good act. So to us, it seems that it's blatant that it's evil. You understand? It's evil. But to the person that's committing the act, they don't feel that it is. You understand? They actually want to do that act. It brings them pleasure to do that act. Do you understand? So it's the negative and positive is based on how we process it. Do you understand? So that's where your morals and stuff is going to come into line. The things that you see in the world, you don't see evil or bad or things like that in the world. What you see is things happening. You see the world happening. So the same way you see a person and like them, and there's this connection with them, and you feel like, man, I feel like I know them. I feel like we vibe together. It's the same way you meet people, and without knowing them, you say, I don't like them. It's just something about them. It's not really them, it's you, family. You're processing the world, and this is how you process them. And we typically blame the world for how we process it. This is what I mean. Life is not happening, we're creating life. Do you understand? So someone says something that you don't like. That don't have to make you mad. It's how you process it. You understand? Sometimes it's linked to how you grew up, how you heard it. Sometimes it's linked to what you might say their tone is. But it's whatever you're choosing to do. Even if they meant it intentfully, even if it was meant to hurt, even if it actually sounds hurtful. Who said it has to make you mad? Heaven is supposed to be a place of no sorrow. So if you are truly vibrating to a place of heaven and saying that you want to be there, that sorrow shouldn't make it to you. You shouldn't be experiencing sorrow if you truly manifest in heaven. Think about it, family. I made the choice to receive that negative thing that person said, and I'm making a choice to harbor on it. And while I'm focused on that moment, while I'm focused on that thing, because that moment no longer exists. Once the person says it, it's done. I can ignore it. But what I do is I focus on that moment, remember it, and keep it held in my mind's eye. While I'm focused on it, sadness is what I feel. Anger is what I feel because I'm focused on what they said. Is there more happening in the world, family? Is there something else to focus on? Isn't it something else that I can focus on? Isn't there something positive I can focus on too? Couldn't I just ignore that thing that person said? Because if I focus on it, I'm not focused on my kingdom, creating my heaven. And in order to create my heaven, I got to stay focused on it. I can't look over every time somebody tap me on my shoulder and they got something negative to show me. And now I'm having to work through it and recalibrate myself, refocus myself. I could just ignore it. I have to leave earth. Like, no one wants to die. And this is literally why I titled it that. Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. What does die mean? To put down your ego. Literally, stop seeing the world through the eyes of ego. That people are offending you. I'm offended at what you said. Someone told me they was ashamed of me for talking about the Will Smith and Jada situation for too long. Ashamed of me? You're ashamed of me. So you wasted your energy to be ashamed of me. Now you could have spent your time being ashamed of anything else if you wanted to be ashamed. If you want to be ashamed, you wasted it on me. There's nothing else that you could be even more ashamed of? Or do you need to even feel ashamed? Why do that? Why are you going to take today and feel ashamed by me? I'm no one. Don't let me make you ashamed. That can't be a good emotion to carry around, right? Because does shame exist in heaven? I mean, if I'm truly going to be in heaven, then why am I ashamed of any of you? Why would I allow any of you to make me feel ashamed of you? If I'm going to be ashamed of anyone, it's going to be me. If I'm going to be ashamed of my own behavior, something that don't end up to my standards, I'm going to be ashamed because I had control over my efforts, at least more than I would anybody else's. I have control over my actions, at least more than I would anybody else's. So if I'm going to be ashamed of anybody, it's going to be me. I'm not going to be ashamed of you. So why waste energy being ashamed? Right? Some people saying they're mad at me. Why waste energy being mad at me? Why waste that energy? What does it do for you? Does it help you in creating your heaven? Does anger exist in heaven? Do you understand? Could you guys imagine a world where there was literally no negative energy to process? No negative aspects, no pain to help you get perspective? Could you imagine that? There's going to be no more pain. Think about how much we have learned through pain. And I don't mean physical pain. Like, I'm not someone who cuts myself. But I'm saying, think about how much we have learned through spiritual pain, the mental anguish, the things that we do with what people say. Think about how much we have learned through that. You would give that up. Think about how much you've learned through physical pain. Would you be absent of all of that and go out in this world not knowing any of the lessons that you gained through physical pain? You'd probably put your hand in fire. You'd probably think it was beautiful and magic, and you put your hand right in it and end up with a Freddy Krueger hand. I mean, not with the knives on it. It's probably a bad, and his hand was burned. I mean, I didn't, a lot of y'all probably just think, well, he had claws. I'm not talking about his claws, okay? Minus the claws. It's probably a horrible river. Who else's hand was burned? We're constantly creating, family. And we have a choice on what we're going to create. So if this world truly wanted heaven, now from every religion, there's this concept of going to this beautiful place when you die. A place that's absent all of these negative emotions, right? It seems that no matter who we are from every culture, we seem to want a life full of nothing but joy, happiness, right? Prosperity, all this, right? No, like life, no death, right? Now, if from every religion, people want this, but why don't they create that in their own life right here? I mean, see, somehow we believe that life is good or evil. That humans are not the creators of good and evil. Like, where do you see evil in the world that's not attached to a human, family? I mean, you don't call a lion evil for killing a gazelle. You don't call a lion evil for killing a lion. Lions will actually murder another lion, kill the children of the lionesses if he's able to conquer and kill that lion, and then take those lionesses as his own, and that will be his pride. We don't call them evil. Horses actually fight over territory. They kill each other over territory. They fight over the watering hole. Don't let other horses to it to the point to where they're starved. just so they can get access to all of the female horses to breeding. That's territory. They're fighting over territory. We don't call that evil. Some spiders kill male spiders as soon as they mate. Do we call that evil? We look at it like we're observing it. Like, that's pretty interesting that We don't apply moral to the world. Do you understand? We don't say that tree must be cursed because it stopped growing prematurely because it got choked up at the roots. That tree must be blessed and must be seen as good in the eyes of God because, its fruit is really beautiful. We don't think plants are cursed by God. We don't put judgment on anything except for our own likeness. That's it. So who's creating heaven or hell? Who's creating morals? Who's doing this, family? In your highest manifestation of self, in your highest vibration, the world is just dancing. There is no good and bad, right and wrong. There are no events. Events are only because you're focused on it. See, the world is happening. Just say it's happening, family. The world is happening. That's what we should call it, the happening. That's what life should be called, the happening. Literally, it's happening. What you see as an event is something you focus on, and with your best memory, you put together in a sequence of orders, and you say, this is an experience because I was there for it. And that's what the world... And you can only be in one place at one time. And so your view of the world is based on those aspects of your experience in this dimension, or so to speak. You see what I'm saying? In this life, in this walk of life. You know what I mean? And that's how you see the world. Someone else sees it totally different. So why don't we create heaven? What is it about us that makes us want to choose evil, at least sometimes? I know they didn't talk about me behind my back. You don't have to, why are you going to go down that road of being upset and angry at that person for talking about you behind your back? I know it's true. Thank you. I'm starving. I know it's true. Thank you. I know it's true that your friend talked about you behind your back. You know that you expected more from them, that they violated your trust, your code. Well, leave them alone. Right? Just don't deal with them anymore. But why are we now going to become an enemy to them and start giving them our time? Right? I have some beautiful vegan bacon, some avocado toast, lovely. And I have some amazing creamy grits here. So it's already good. It's good, man. Oh, my bad. I'm starving, but if the goal is truly to be a high vibrational being, this is your reasons for choosing life instead of death. Listen, each day you have a choice, life or death. Choose, right? Each day you have a choice of who you will serve, good or bad. Choose who you're going to serve. Who are you serving, right? We call a waitress a server because they're bringing you something. Who are you serving? Who are you serving you? Okay? Good. Are you serving you good? Are you serving you bad? Okay? The good version of you, the high vibration of you, the lower version of you. Which one are you serving? Because you cannot worship two masters. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about how easy it is to serve the devil, okay? But first I want to talk about how difficult it is to serve the Lord, your king, your kingship, the highest version of yourself, okay? Someone says, I serve me. Absolutely. But I want to tell you guys how difficult that is, okay? when someone is offending you, when someone is coming for you, and that those opportunities are going to be every single day. Someone's always going to be out here to try to distract you. And the reason this is, family, is because these are aspects of self. In your spiritual world, you self-doubt as well. In your spiritual world, there are some things about yourself, some aspects about yourself that you absolutely loathe, that you hate. You have insecurities. When you look in the mirror and see your physical being, there are certain things you criticize. There are certain insecurities that you have about your so-called manhood or womanhood, and really, these are aspects of perspective. Do you understand? So being faithful, and it's hard to be faithful to serving your higher self, because choosing good and ignoring all that negativity can sometimes be complicated. The reason is, family, when someone says something that's negative, the moment you focus on it, subconsciously, you're going to manifest, you're going to process it due to your experiences. So it's important that we are accountable to our current selves by going back and regulating. So what I mean by that is, the moment I hear something that offends me, the reason it offends me so quickly before I really have time to think about it is because somewhere inside of me it already strikes with an insecurity, a moment in life that I felt that I didn't like, something that I don't like, and this is something that has gone unchecked. Okay, so it showed me an aspect of myself, and the feeling of that is what made me upset. Now, when you get upset, it's easier to be angry. We almost enjoy the anger that we feel when we're mad. You understand? It fuels us. So it's not like anger feels bad. That's the kicker. It's hard to serve your higher self because the negative emotions don't necessarily feel bad. Sometimes when you're in anger, you actually, like, think about somebody right now that you're mad at, who really hurt you, who really crossed you. Now, just imagine how good it feels to be mad at them, to hate them. Imagine right now just changing your mind and liking them. You're like, heck no, I don't even want to do that. I don't want to let go of this pain or hatred I have for them, because it, I don't know, it makes me feel alive more so. You know what I mean? We don't really want to let go of the pain and the hurt that people caused us. But in order to go to heaven, you have to, right? They say the lack of forgiveness keeps you from heaven. If you don't forgive, you'll never go. Why? Because it is in your unforgiveness that you create sorrow. Did you know that? It is in your unforgiveness, it is in your painful thoughts that you create in hell, that you create in sorrow. Trauma, cycles, because of the lack of forgiveness. Why is it we don't want to let it go? The anger that we have for someone, why don't we want to let it go? Because we don't feel the person deserves it. That alone keeps you in hell, because whether they deserve it or not, you can't give it to them. Even if you give the person that you hate revenge, you can never give them your anger or pain. Only you will feel it. And if vengeance truly relieves you of anger, maybe revenge would set you free. But it doesn't, right? The anger that you have for that person only hurts you. You're the only person that feels that anger. So whenever you think about the person that you don't like, please know that they have no clue you're even thinking about them. Now, it would be amazing if you could think about someone and actually affect them with the anger that you feel for them. We probably offend less people if people could actually affect us with their unforgiveness, with their hatred they have for us, if we in fact offended them. Just imagine if that were true. If you cross someone, they actually had the right to put you in hell, meaning that they could put you in a mental state to where all you think about is what you did to them, the same way they're thinking about what you did to you. Now, here would be the kicker. Excuse me, as above, so below. What if someone offended you, you could make them be in a mental hell and only have to think about what they did to you. But you could only make them do that as long as you were thinking about what they did to you. Just imagine this. I put a spell on someone, like, or someone hurt me. Now, as long as I don't think about it, they don't think about it. But I want them to think about what they did to me, right? But in order to make them think about what they did to me, I have to think about what they did to me. Now, on their flip side, them thinking about what they did to me may not make them feel guilt. They actually may still like that they did that to you. Like, just because it hurt you don't mean they feel sad about it. And so sometimes you like, I wish they knew what they did. I wish they knew the pain they caused. If they actually knew the pain they caused, they would be even happier. Do you understand? So if you were to say, you know what? I'm going to give them hell. I'm going to give them the event in which where they cross me and make them have to think about it every day. Even if I have to think about it every day. Well, when you think about it, you feel an anger and pain and sorrow. When they think about it, they're feeling joy. Every day waking up thinking about it. And even if they are feeling pain and sorrow, if you have to feel it too, what's the point? Why is it good? And this is why we say forgive. It's not for the other person. But it feels good to hold on to that unforgiveness. It makes you feel stronger. It makes you feel vulnerable and weak to let it go. How dare you forgive somebody who crossed you? How dare you move on? How dare you not act like this person did something to you? Right? You're going to be a coward or a punk. You better stay mad. And those are like bars that keep you in the hell. The criticisms from the aspects in the material world. You don't want to pay attention to negativity. But then you have people outside of you, the manifestations outside of you saying, ooh, you a punk if you walk away. Are you going to let them do that to you? Are you scared? You ain't a man. These are the bars that, or the chains that help bind you to that idea that you have to react in a certain way, or choose to focus on that event, further creating the hell around you. Thank you. Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. In order to go to heaven, you must die. Death. This is symbolic of being willing to sacrifice friends, family, ego, everything in order to go to this place. So look at the people around you. Mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, peers, associates. Look at all these people around you. Look at your tightest circle. Do they give you heaven or do they give you hell? Just do they? Are they a positive influence on your life or a negative? Now think about this. If you died today, you wouldn't have any of them with you. And if heaven or hell were real, one of those would be your destination. And regardless, you're there and you don't have those people with you. So the idea is, if you're going to truly see heaven, you have to die today. If it takes those people not being with you for you to go to heaven, then you got to make those necessary adjustments. So look around you in your circle. Who's giving you life? Who's giving you death? Who's giving you pain? Who's giving you joy? The people that you know are not for you, and you know it, family. The people who you know are giving you negative energy, and you know it, family. But you're going to say, that's a family member. I really like them, though. That's a friend. So I'm going to keep them around me. So you're still choosing to have devils around you. You can't go to heaven like that. In order to create your heaven, your kingdom, everyone who is not trying to go there must go, because they can't go. They cannot go. You must forget about them. This is why people in heaven don't remember the people that's in hell. They don't miss them because they forgot about them. You have to, if you remember them, you will only experience the sorrow that comes along with knowing them. Miss them. Want to be back around them and go right back and be around them. Just forget them and focus on your mission. Focus on your heaven. You have to cut people off. Absolutely. When you realize they're not conducive for you reaching your heaven, you got to die to them. It hurts. Imagine the person dying. Everything that they know of is leaving. You seeing a person die, you just losing them. The person dying is losing the whole world. The whole world dissolves when they dissolve. So you have to die, meaning you have to be willing to sacrifice the entire world to save your soul. It's funny, but the idea of Jesus is that he dies for the world. He dies for the world so that they can go to heaven. If you die for the world, once you vibrate to your highest vibration and you are Jesus at the pinnacle on the mountain, you die for the world on the cross. Because when you look upon the world, you don't have judgment for them. They are forgiven because you understand that they are manifestations of their own experiences. Now, we can manifest those and process those as good or bad, but you're dying so that they all can go to heaven. Where do they go to heaven? Inside of your kingdom, because there is nobody else that you hate. There's no one else that you mad at. You literally forgive any person who's ever harmed you. You died for their sins. You rose to a whole new place so you would no longer look at the world with judgment, and everyone could be forgiven, because everyone is just a manifestation of their existence. No good or evil. So you essentially save the whole world by forgiving them. There's nobody for you to be mad at, which means now you're perfectly in heaven. You are Jesus now in heaven. But what did they say? This kingdom is not built with hammers, okay, and nails. This kingdom resides on the inside of your temples, inside of your mind. So once you die, settle your ego. No one did anything to you. They were only expressing themselves from a projection inside of them. They were only revealing themselves. You were only the canvas that helped them to reveal themselves. So but your ego says they did it to me. See, like when you walked into a room and you looked good and you had it going on, and those people came out of nowhere and just started saying that you thought highly of yourself, you think you all of that, or making up lies on you because they felt intimidated about you. Somewhere in there you got angry at them. A bunch of sick people. You got angry at them. When they're just a manifestation of their experiences. If they saw you and thought that you were full of yourself or thought that you think you look good, it's only because they think that. And they must have insecurities about themselves that cause them to forge that opinion of you. They only projected themselves, so their idea of you told you a lot about them. But instead, we have ego. And so the fact that they thought that about us, our ego, the person who we believe we are, now we're offended. And now that person is in hell. But they could stay in heaven if you truly understand that they are sick. They're just a manifestation of their experience. No, don't be mad at anybody. Believe me, I have to deal with myself daily. I can choose whether or not I want to wake up and be mad at the people who try to ruin my name. But when I wake up now, when I rise up now, I tell myself, I do not remember that. I will not remember that. I'm only going to remember what my mission and my kingdom's purpose is, and I'm going to manifest that, because the only way that they can hold me back is if I focus on them. I don't see them. They're not in my life. They're not in my life. I literally have to go searching for them to see them. I have to type them in, type their names up, and go through a whole bunch of hoopla just to see them. Like, why am I trying to remember them in my mind? It would bring them pleasure to know that I still thought about them. To know that they still took time out of my day. That would bring them pleasure. So why am I doing them a favor? Still serving them by re-stabbing myself, by repeating the negative things they've done to me, by remembering it in my brain. Why am I doing them a favor? Right? Lolo says, I'm so thankful for this. I'm grateful that you guys are here this rise. I woke up, guys. Now listen, 2 days ago, I found myself in the hospital. I had one of the worst stomach aches I ever had in my life. They ended up giving me a CT scan. On top of that, an ultrasound. I thought I had another bowel blockage. I had a bowel blockage about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, where I almost died. It felt just like that. I could not stand straight up. I got to the point where I couldn't even walk. I was with Lacey that night, and so Lacey rushed me to the hospital. Jamie stood by for support, and I was in the hospital all night long. After seeing that I didn't have a blockage, which I was excited about not having a blockage, They thought that my gallbladder was swollen, which could have been another major problem. So they took an ultrasound on that, and it ended up being full, not swollen. So it turns out it wasn't. It was just a really major scare, and they had to put me on some morphine to relieve the pain. After a few hours, the pain finally alleviated, or the pain alleviates immediately, of course, with the morphine. But after I've been there hours and hours on top of hours and the pain didn't come back after the morphine was wearing off, I was able to be released from the hospital. And thankfully, the pain has not returned. But it took a lot out of me. I didn't sleep the night before. I barely got any sleep yesterday on Sunday. So today, I should have been asleep, but I woke up around 4 o'clock this rise with this heavy on my heart. And I just sitting here meditating on the thoughts of heaven and us and our idea of and longing for heaven, but to have an opportunity every day to wake up and create heaven, we don't. And you know, I was gonna make a quick video and and post it. And I said, you know what? No, I'm gonna go live and talk to the people, because when I make quick videos and load them up, sure, they're packed with gems, but it's often so many things that I didn't say that I wish I would have. And I actually love the time that we sit down and build like this too. So I want to say thank you in advance for the super chats. Let's go ahead and get those likes back up, family. And take a couple bites of food. Thank you, Jocelyn. We are the creators of heaven and hell. You can only have it back when Jesus returns, meaning when you rise to the higher vibration. This is the only way you can create heaven. You have to live in your crown. You have to rise to your crown, family. You have to rise to your kingdom and see the world in an unbiased way. Choose you. Focus inward. Focus on what your plan for life is, and pull away from observing the world, and create, and then observe your creations and get to know you through your creations. That's a beautiful aspect of life. We got TVs, we got radios, we got social media. These things seem to take up our time, and we can stay focused on these things for hours. You can look at a video and be sleepy, and then 6 hours later still be looking at reels, and what you're looking at is stuff you don't even need it. You watching somebody do something that good and dang well you don't need to be watching it, but you're gonna sit here and keep scrolling and seeing all kind of stuff, and it keeps our attention, like I said. So if we focus inward on what our plan and goal is, manifestation, mission is in life, and work to do that, and take our eyes off of the external world, we will see our heaven begin to come to fruition. But if you don't do that inner work, you can forget about your outer, how it looks on the outer appearance. Inner development versus outward look, outward appearance. Every day we have an opportunity to build our kingdom or tear it down. And remember, a hammer can help to build, and a hammer can help tear down. So what are you going to use your tools for? The hammer itself is not the evil thing. Okay? So just imagine every day you're going to work, when you're building your kingdom, you got your tool belt on, you got your hammer here, and wherever you focus your attention, that's what gets built up some that day. Whatever you focus on grows. What you focus on expands. So let's say you got your tool belt on and you're on your way to go build your kingdom. Here comes somebody with negative energy. If you focus on them, they are who get built, not your kingdom. So what you have to do is you have to ignore all that chatter and push through and go to your mission. If we did this in life, we would have our heaven. We have all these people complaining that rich people don't give enough of their own money, when really excluding the few overly wealthy people that we have in our world, we could save the world without them. All it would take is for the majority of us to focus on it and want to change it and choose to do so. We have choices. Why are we choosing every single day that we live out? So if you don't believe that you choose in your life, hopefully by watching this video, you will understand now that I'm choosing my reality literally every single day. I'm literally choosing my reality every day. I'm choosing my experience. I choose how I react to it. I choose how I see it, and that goes into how I see the past and the future. I am my thoughts. And so if I change my thoughts, I can change me. How do you change your thoughts? Look somewhere else. Stop focusing on those negative things and telling yourself these false things about after you look at the negative things. Somebody hurt your feelings, you tell yourself that nobody's gonna love you right? Somebody do you wrong, you tell yourself ain't no real people in the world no more. And so you're developing these ideas from your experiences when you can really just focus somewhere else. Okay, family? So again, we focus more on negative energy than positive. I don't think anybody can deny that. I don't think anybody can deny that. Okay, it seems like when you're being very positive, people don't seem to care what you're saying or what you're doing. You put some drama into it, and look at what happens. Look at how much reality shows are watched, family. You don't see those shows being very positive. If you was to do something that was completely positive, people will be disgusted by it almost. Like, where's the drama, right? They want you to show them some negativity, or they'll say it's too perfect, which tells you, like, they don't want heaven. They don't want perfection. You know what I mean? They don't want it. And that's okay, because life is not necessarily, it is perfection. What we take from it is good or bad, but we are distributors of energy, period. How we process that is good or evil. So see you later. Gotta be productive. Today's and gotta do laundry. Okay, cool. Thank you. Antonio says I like your energy. Antoine, sorry about that, Antoine. Thank you. So family, I really think we need to take that introspective look at life and ask yourself, if you don't like what your life looks like around you, why are you creating it? And as tough as the question that is, because it accepts all accountability for what's going on around you. It's the truest approach to life that you can possibly take. Why am I choosing? Why am I creating this life around me? I don't have better friends because I chose the friends that's around me, and I choose them every day. Every day I wake up, I keep saying these are my friends, and I stick with these friends. But I say I wish I had friends that support my business. I say I wish I had friends that look out. I say I wish I had friends that work with that was willing to work with me and not hate. That had my back in a time of need, whatever the case may be. If you don't have that around you, then you got to ask yourself, why am I not manifesting it? Why am I not? Have you taken an approach to manifesting that in your life? And if you have and say, well, I'm trying to manifest that, have you cut out any person who's not giving you that? Because you got to die to see heaven. You got to be willing to sacrifice all those things that's not bringing you good. You got to let it go. Thank you, Lolo. Think about how often we meditate on the negative things people said versus the positive. And ask yourself, do I really want to create heaven? Because if I did, I probably would stop creating chaos and hell by remembering what people said to me. It's already been said. It's not here anymore. It's not in this world to be found nowhere. It only exists in your mind. So those things that you harbor in unforgiveness and pain over, they're not out here in the external world. They're not out here in the material world. They're only in your spiritual world, and you are the conjurer of those ideas. So you got to forget them, die. It never happened. Notice how you don't remember any other past lives, right? Notice how you can have a dream and it seems so vivid, and then you wake up and instantly forgot. Let it go. Completely let it go. Remember no more. Remember it no more. Don't put it back together again in your head. Because every time you do, you feel the pain associated with it, and that holds you back, creating a hell, creating a prison for you. That person does not deserve to have that much power over you, and you know it. So why do you give it to them? And blame them for having it? Come on, y'all. I'm still mad at you, and that makes me even more mad at you. Nobody's making you mad at them. You do realize that, right? The anger that you have for them, you're using all of your energy to hold on to that anger. They can't make you angry. You're doing that. Some of y'all get mad at people for making y'all mad. That's crazy. Thank you, Lolo. Yes, remember it no more. That's not saying to forget it, because the brain works by remembering pattern, okay? So sometimes you do remember what people did to you. But what I mean is remember it no more. Stop going there and putting it back together and experiencing that moment, because that's what's causing you to harbor those feelings. I'm glad that stood out to you. But no one deserves, family, to have your power. No one deserves to be able to hold you back because of something they said years ago. Stop giving these people power. And the more you guys play the victim and act like what they said to you years ago is still holding you back, that's the more power you still give them. And you got to ask yourself, man, as a God, that don't look becoming, right? Like if you could see yourself and know who you truly were in your spirit world, and know who you truly were once you vibrated to your higher self, if you could see your truest potential, that's who you would be ashamed of, not anybody in the external world. You would be ashamed of that victim version of yourself that you keep allowing people to hold you back with stuff they said that don't exist nowhere in this world. It only exists in your head. Them people are hurting other people by now. Or they've changed and they don't do that no more. But what has happened is you keep remembering it. That should make you ashamed. I mean, that's a waste of time to be ashamed, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to be ashamed of anybody, be ashamed of yourself. Some of you guys have hurt others in the past and can't forgive yourself. And so now it's hard for you to vibrate to a higher perspective because you don't think you deserve to. Because you lied on somebody before, you were once low vibrational. And you wondering, how do I rise? I'll say this right here. Do I believe that my enemies can't do better? No, I believe they can. It'd be unfair to think that they specifically can't grow. Would I want them to sit around and be guilty for what they did to me? If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said yeah. But truthfully, what would be the logic in that for me to want them to feel guilty for lying on me and trying to ruin my name? If I could wish them anything, it would be to forget about me. Don't give me any more energy. Leave me be. Move on. Manifest your reality. Your anger and hatred for me is what's holding you back. All the same. Do I even though I feel that they've done me wrong, even though I know they've done me wrong, because I know that what they're saying is a lie. It's not true, because I know I was there too. I know who I am. So I know they downright lied on me. But do I want them to sit around and feel guilty for it? What would be my purpose in that? They won't never move forward in life. And if I was sitting around wanting them to feel guilty, wouldn't that be me thinking about them? Wouldn't that be me still harboring on it? Again, sometimes I wake up and I'm not vibrating as high as I'd like to be. And sometimes it crosses my mind. But I choose to remember it no more. As soon as my brain begins to go there, I say, man, I ain't doing that. And I focus on something positive. And I start creating something that's going to benefit my kingdom right then and there. And I don't go back to that place. This way I can stay in my heaven, because I have a choice. No one can pull me from my heaven if I don't want them to. See, the minute that you from heaven begin to become angry at somebody, you are the person who God is going to punish. Have you ever noticed that? Satan had supposedly had thoughts of negative thoughts, and God punished Satan for it and kicked him out. The other angels had negative thoughts or thoughts that wasn't conducive to God. He punished them for that thought, even though they got them thoughts from Satan. Even though Satan supposedly coerced or convinced a third of the angels to go against the God, God still cast out the angels. He didn't say it's all Satan's fault. Let me get this dude out of here. He's a bad apple. And just by removing him, we will be good. No. No, period. The moment that you succumb to judgment or hatred from your heaven, you are the devil and you become cast out, because God does not do that. Heaven is no place for that. So heaven would be a dangerous place to be, because as soon as you get mad at somebody, even if they hurt you, you got to go. Think about that, family. What if we all lived in heaven right now, but we have a choice to stay or go? And that choice was based on not our agreement to stay or go, but our emotions being regulated while we're there. If you ever feel sorrow, you getting out of here. If you ever feel pain, mental pain from something that happened in your past, you out of here. If you ever remember negativity and hate, you are out of here. If you ever start lusting for someone else that don't belong to you, you are out of here. Imagine how fast we would be thrown out of heaven. Our choice. Because no one puts a gun to our head and say, hey, hate this person. Think about what they did and be sad. Think about it. If we all were in heaven right now, you can stay as long as you need to, as you want to, as long as you can keep your energy vibrating high. The moment you choose to get mad at somebody, and it's going to be people that talk about you, but when they talk about you and do you dirty, they go to hell. So you just got to, when a person's talking junk about you and hating on you, they're already in hell. Why do you need to focus on them and go there with them? They're already in hell. You can't tell that they're talking to you from a lower position than you. You can't tell that they're talking to you from a lower vibration. You can't hear the fire around them. You can't hear the tormenting souls and the gnashing of teeth. They run in their damn mouth. Why would you go there with them? By being angry at what they said. Think about it. The person goes, I hate you. You ugly. You got this going on. You got that going on. You're gay. You're lesbian. You're whatever they say to offend you. Right? Now, they're in hell. They're vibrating low to even be shouting these obscenities at you. Like, you understand? They're already vibrating low to even be in a place to call you names. Right? Why won't you just go on about your business and stay in heaven? Let them be there. They chose to go there. Why would you let it hurt your feelings? Because sorrow don't exist in heaven. Pain don't exist in heaven. Why would you focus on it and let it make you mad? Because those emotions will only take you to hell with them. Now you're sad. You're not in heaven anymore. You're not happy anymore. You're sad. Your feelings are hurt. You mad that somebody offended you. You mad that somebody said something you didn't like them to say. And while you have every right to not like it, you allowed it to change your energy inside. Or you chose to. You turn into hate. Turn into resentment. Turn into a shame. Turn into shame. You see someone else doing something. You say you get shamed. So you got to go to hell because you saw someone else do something that you thought was unbecoming. So you put your 2 cents into it, and now you in hell. Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. He said everybody back, all black people. No, he didn't. Why are you trying to do that? I don't go to hell for nobody. Nothing y'all doing is going to make me ashamed of y'all or hate y'all. Why I'm going to let my energy get messed up? I'm going to keep vibrating. I'm going to hope that you grasp the lesson to be learned in your experience, as it was inevitable that happened because that was in you. It's no coincidences. That mistake you made was inevitable due to what was in you. I ain't judging you for that. What you do is the manifestation of who you are. I'm not judging you for that any longer. I'm not wasting my energy judging you for that, for what you did in a moment because of something that was going on with you. That's a waste of time and energy. Because if I'm doing that, then I'm not creating my kingdom. I can look back at those people who came for me and I'll be like, man, y'all so lame, bro. Just gonna sit here and tell a downright lie. You know I care about my reputation, and y'all gonna come for my reputation. And why? What I do to y'all? Like, what did I seriously do to y'all for y'all to try to hurt my name like that? I could sit here and do that all day. That was years ago. But why? Do you understand? You can't be worried about the people who put themselves in hell, family. Feeling sorry for them. And it's like it's like you're choosing to feel sorry. You're choosing to feel regret for someone else who chose their situation. They chose that. They chose it. They had a choice. Somebody type in, you have a choice. You are choosing your reality. Somebody type that in. Somebody type in, from an acceptance perspective, I realize now that I am choosing my reality. Some of you may say, if I was choosing my reality, I'd be rich tomorrow. I'll do you one better. If you were choosing your reality, you could be rich right now, today. Change your perspective, you change the world. What is rich? If death is poor, if being sick and not having life, not having health in your body is poor, you're definitely rich. See, rich, we were taught that was having money, wealth, jewels. But what are jewels? Rocks and stones that are here. We look at rocks and stones and we deem that they are jewels and valuable. We create money from cotton and paper. We say that that's valuable based on the numbers that we print on them. Is that truly valued? If those things aren't actually real in this material world and it's just something that we use to barter with, is having a lot of money rich? Think about it, family. Wouldn't rich be having sound mind and body? Not being sick, not being dead, being able to have a choice to choose, being able to live your life, being able to create the life that you want? Wouldn't that truly be rich, that you have the freedom right now to do what you love to do? You might say, well, I got to go to work. I can't do what I love to do. That's you choosing to tell yourself that lie. And you have a right to do that. And that is rich. It's rich that you can decide that you ain't shit. It's rich. You are rich to be able to decide that you're going to go to work for somebody instead of living your dreams, instead of creating from within. You got to be in a rich position to make that decision, because you could sing your way into the money that you want. You could draw your way into it. You could make swords your way into it. You could make pottery your way into it. You could speak your way into it. Whatever your talent or goal is, you could speak your way into those resources. But every day you choose to go work for somebody. That's rich. You're rich to be able to make that decision. You woke up in your right mind, was able to get your body up. You're not in pain. You're not dying. You don't have a death. The doctor haven't given you what you call it? A death sentence. You're not bound to a small cage. You're not in prison. You're rich. If you can wake up right now and walk out your front door and ain't nobody stopping you, and nobody stopping you from drawing, singing, speaking your best speech, writing your best poetry, singing your best song, acting your best performance. If there's nobody stopping you, you rich. You're just as rich as the squirrel, as the chipmunk, as the lion. They can go eat whatever they want, chase what they want to chase, climb where they want to climb. That is rich, family. Now, are you going to choose to believe that money is rich and still be poor? Or are you going to choose to say, you know what? Life is rich. Opportunity is rich. Experience is rich. To be able to be here and have this experience and take part in it, that makes me rich. I am a wealthy man. You could have your heaven today. Is there going to be money in heaven, family? I'll invite you to know that nobody's going to be rich in heaven. And if the absence of money makes you poor, then you'll all be poor and happy about it. What if you got to heaven and there was a bartering system? You'd be like, that ain't no different than earth. Absolutely. It's no different than earth. Heaven is free from the matrix. The animals are who live in heaven, family. Free from judgment. Who I am makes me rich. My ancestors made me rich with everything they passed down into me. That is my inheritance. I would no longer hate my father for what he didn't give me material-wise. I will love my father for taking part in manifesting me, even if he wasn't there for it mentally, even if it was a act of life, as everything is. Even if I am just a manifestation of who he was that day and he didn't plan for me, I'm still grateful to him for serving. You understand? So a lot of us will be like, well, daddy didn't give me nothing, mama didn't give me nothing, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. And we use those as reasons to go to hell, to be mad. We use those as reasons to feel like we can't go far in life. When I'm telling you, most animals grew up without a father and mother. What they have is their genetics. What they have is their biology, their talents. That's what they're going to survive with, family. That's beautiful. This means you don't have to feel like you were short-handed. Instead, you were born with a full bank account. All you have to do is believe in the currency that's in that account and be willing to spend it, family. And when you spend it, the material currency, as above, so below, lines up with that. You'll begin to manifest that material currency to you because you begin to manifest the spiritual currency within you. That's a shirt. That's a bomb. That's a jewel. You manifest the physical, the material money to you whenever you manifest these spiritual gifts within you, currency within you. So let me say that again. You manifest the material currency to you once you manifest the spiritual currency within you. As above, so below. If you manifest material currency to you without the spiritual, you'll only lose it. It will put you in a bigger hell. It will only be due to your greed, lust, and ego. You will overspend it. You will show off with it because you're not in your higher vibration. You will buy things with it in abundance that you normally couldn't, and you will have high addictions because you're still vibrating low, but you have a lot of money. So money don't make you rich. Money could be the key to getting you even in a deeper hell. Money could be the shovel that digs your grave. Do you understand? Based on where you vibrate, someone could give you money, and that'd be literally like giving you a loaded gun and putting it to your head. With these type of gems, there's only 139 people on here. Now, that's 139 likes, so I'm definitely appreciative of all you guys that's watching. But please know, if I was on here doing ratchet stuff, if I had my wives bend over, slapping their butts, had them shaking their butts half naked, if I was revealing myself, talking all crazy, please know I would have thousands of people up here watching. If I was disrespecting women, if I were telling women that they're not equal to men, if I were telling men that they better than women, if I were doing something toxic to men in favor of women, okay? Know this, family. This thing would be lit up because I'm sure every one of y'all on here, y'all know that it ain't a single person in this world who can't benefit from what's been said today, right? And I know y'all know that what's being said today can help a lot of people. It would do positive into the world. People won't watch this and walk away worse from it, period. They will see this and they will know that this right here is where they need to be. This is what's going to get you to the next level. All right? But look at the numbers. I'm not upset. I chose this. I could have chose to be a negative being, and if I wanted all the views and things of that nature, I could choose negativity. Y'all don't have a hell to put me in. But I stay faithful to creating the kingdom that I want to manifest. And I do so even if it yields a lesser impact. Because my goal is to be positive and create a heaven Okay, create a perspective that people can vibrate higher by listening to, not vibrate lower to. I don't want you guys to listen to my content and walk away angry, sad, mad, because I fueled you with so many things that's going on to make you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? I would much rather you guys leave what I'm doing empowered. Do you understand? Bro, you can change the world. Why you stop being a preacher? That's not a prerequisite to changing the world, King. And you can change the world from whatever position you're in too. Man, that's a man-made title. Please understand, I have helped more people since I left that building that we call a church, man. Since I left that religion that we call Christianity. Since I left that title that you call preacher. I have set more people free by giving them perspective that's not tied to any religious rhetoric than I ever have before. When I was a preacher, the church would be filled from front to back when I spoke. I wasn't the pastor of the church. I was a youth pastor and an assistant pastor, assistant minister. But when I would speak every fourth Sunday, the church would be absolutely filled, family. Many of you guys can hear my content now, and you know if I was spewing religious rhetoric, there'd be thousands upon thousands of people watching. I could have a totally different life, flying jets around the world, driving in limos, all of that, if I was going to choose to be that type of being. You understand? I chose to stay true to my truth, stay consistent with my truth. And I've helped so many people, family. I don't worry about how many more I could help if I was doing something else or why I left, whatever. I just focus on, my mission for life. And again, I have a kingdom in here, and my goal is to manifest that kingdom out into the material world. So the actions that you see me live out, this is how I occupy my kingdom inside of my mind. I believe that in my kingdom, we're going to have integrity. So I carry myself with such, right? In my kingdom, we're going to have respect and dignity. So I carry myself with that. And you guys have never saw otherwise. I've been at this for about 6 years. You can go from here to the beginning, and I've been consistent with putting that forth. And I've had many opportunities to be ratchet. People have spoke about my wives in ways that made me that way worse than what they said about Jada. Okay, people have spoke about me in ways that I'm sure y'all haven't heard a whole lot worse than what I've heard about me from people that I thought was close to be my friends. I've had things happen, family. So I've had opportunities to go ham, to turn up. And I don't think any of you guys, after seeing what people try to do to me, would question why I was that angry, why I went ham. But you can look it up and you will not find footage of me going ham or choosing to be that way. And it's because I'm choosing the high road. I'm choosing dignity because that's what it is in my kingdom. Why change up my kingdom and change my rules because some outsider broke one of them? One of my rules that's in my kingdom. So now I'm going to break my rule? No. I'm just going to kick them out of my kingdom. Don't deal with them anymore. Get them out of your head. Right? Somebody coming to your kingdom breaking your rules. You don't break your rules too. That'd be a problem, right? If the king starts breaking his own rules. Get rid of them. Don't remember them. Remember them no more. Get them out of your kingdom. Right, Jamie? They belong on the outskirts. Far away from your kingdom. Don't trade with them. Don't barter with them. Don't do anything with them. Does that make sense, family? Red Lion says, I left religion to evolve spiritually, and it's so much greater than that. It is, man. When I was in religion, I thought that was all life was about. It crushed me to leave it, but I was faithful to getting my understanding of just life, period. And in that, I was able to center myself, and I'm stronger now than I've ever been. Say what I'm munching on, family. I got some vegan bacon here. I got some beautiful creamy grits, so delicious, and some avocado toast. And I tell you, this is a heck of a breakfast. Queen Jamie hooked the brother up, y'all. She hooked me all the way up. Thank you.
You're welcome. You gotta
Thank
think
you,
of your
paranormal
health.
activity.
Your
Look
health
at her.
is important.
Said my health important. She hooked me up with a healthy meal, family. Spirituality is real, absolutely. I keep telling you guys, thoughts are things. How you think is how you be. How you think is how you be. I'm telling you. Yes, family, religion will hold you back. Religion will have you thinking that you have to wait until you die to go to heaven. That you literally not choosing to create your reality right here in this planet every single day, this plane every day. It will have you tricked into believing that whatever happens on earth, you just got to be here for the ride. What control do you have? The world is doing something and you have to just respond to it, be conformed to the world. No, you change the world. You transform the world. The world is being created, y'all. The things that we accept socially, the way we judge each other, the way we look at life, this is coming out of us. You ain't never heard an animal tell us how to have morals, or a tree tell us how to think. Everything that we're doing is conceptualized through the eyes of ourselves, family. We are creating the world. You are not powerless. Stop telling yourself that you are a victim of life, that you just gotta be wherever life tell you to be. If somebody offends you, you gotta be mad. If somebody hurts you, you gotta cry. This is what I gotta do. Life is in control of me. So if somebody offend me, then if somebody talk to me, I gotta talk back. I gotta interact, right? If somebody says something hurtful, then my next line is to be appalled or offended or be hurt, right? Because, I mean, I'm a slave, right? I'm a slave to reality, not a god or a king. I'm a slave, so whatever happens in the world, it happens to me. If I'm depressed because something happened over there, something happened over here, somebody's saying something over here, my life don't look the way I want it to look, so I looked at my life and got mad or depressed or saddened or discouraged. None of those emotions, all those emotions I'm choosing to have. I could have looked at my life and been inspired by it. I could have looked at my life and said, you know what? I'm down to almost nothing. Yes. Yes. That means there's more for me to create. You see what I'm saying? That means I get to create a whole new now. Instead of saying, dang, I'm down to almost nothing. They say there was some soldiers, they were in the middle of a war, and they got caught, surrounded. Small army, small troops, and they ended up being surrounded on every side, okay? And the general was telling his troops, guys, they have us completely surrounded. They have us in the front, the back, the left, and the right. You know what that means, right? And he looks at him and he says, it means they can't get away from us this time. Life is truly how you see it. Do you understand? And the army said, "Yura!" You understand? Army begins closing in, and as they close in on what they think is the army that is just caught with their pants down, was an army that was well prepared. They had archers up high and ditches dug low. Okay? And so they started following the ditches and they started hitting them with the arrows. You understand? They had them right where they wanted them. All because of their perspective. Do you understand? Because of their strategy, their tact. They didn't get lost in the moment and get afraid and react out of fear and trauma. You understand? Sometimes inaction is the best action. And sometimes action can cause your life to be inactive. Sometimes action can be inaction. And inaction can be action. Sometimes you do the most by saying nothing and doing nothing. Sometimes you do the least by saying a lot and doing a lot. I swear to God, y'all. Sometimes it's productive to do nothing. Somebody, look, touch your neighbor, slap him upside the head. Why they tell you to be so violent in there? right, James, like, shoot him in the solar plex and tell him, shoot him in the mass center. Send a mass and tell him. Type it in for me, family. Run your neighbor over with your car and tell him sometimes action is inaction, and sometimes inaction is action. Sometimes it's if you do a lot by doing nothing. Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. Tell your neighbor that. Hit him upside the head now. I used to hate the turn to the neighbor thing too, yo. I used to hate that.
Have you tried not to look?
Yeah, but it sucks when they look at you, you looking straight.
Yeah.
They feel like you done them wrong.
Right.
I just look the opposite way, even if I'm on the edge. I sit on the edge of the pew right here. Ain't nothing over here but the wall, y'all. They be like, turn to your neighbor and tell them God is good. I'm like, God is good. So whoever over here looking at my head like this, you know dang well you cold-blooded for that. I look back at the preacher like, I'm just playing. I wasn't like that. I was there for it. I was looking right at my neighbor and saying what they told me to say. You understand? Sometimes it be something long, Paul. Look at your neighbor and tell him, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no evil, for thine art with me in the valley, in the mountain, it is you. Well, what are you waiting for? Tell him. Okay, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no What about people in jail? No matter where you are, family, no matter what your environment is, you have a choice. Some people are in jail and they are at their happiest. They are in complete solitude. They write, they draw, they write poetry, they read. They're in complete awe of themselves, of exploring their minds, and they're so grateful that they had the opportunity to be faced with themselves. Now, some people are in jail and they torment themselves, but no more than someone who has absolute freedom, family. It does not matter where you are. The negative or positive that you put onto the world is projected by you based on how you receive the world. So if you're happy in that box, then you will be in heaven in jail. If you're claustrophobic in that box, then you will be in hell. But see, the thing about that is in life, if you wake up in life and you say, I want more money, I want a bigger house, I want a nicer car, then you will be in prison the same way. You will be in hell. Because a greedy person will never have enough. A lustful person is never fulfilled. Do you understand? And a person that's full of anger will never truly get revenge. Do you understand that this is three ways directly into hell? Greed, lust, and anger. Do you understand, family? Greed, lust, and anger. A greedy man will never have enough. Do you understand? A greedy man will never have enough. A greedy man can wake up with millions of dollars in the bank and be mad because somebody got more than him. Do you understand? Receive this, family. Okay? A lustful person will never stop fulfilling themselves. They will eat till they're oversatiated, till they belly hurt. They'll drink until they can't even function in their brain. They'll take so many drugs they die on the bathroom floor. Another Percocet, another Percocet, another Percocet, chasing something that's in their damn head. They're taking all them pills, messing with all those men or women, having all this sex, throwing themselves into all this lust so they can get a chemical reaction that's already in their brain, so they can experience a side of them that's already there. Joy is already there. You don't need the external world to crack into this joy. But if you make things and events and actions your conduits to this joy, here you are in lust now. Do you understand? And anger, family. You already know it feels good when you're angry to hate whoever you mad at. It feels good, family. You will never get revenge as long as you're angry. You can say everything in your heart to that person who hurt you, and it ain't going to make you feel no damn better. You're only going to want to say more. You can punch that person in the face who offended you. You're only going to want to hit him again, because that's what hell does. That's what anger does. The fuel only begets the fire. If you throw a punch, that's more fuel to the fire that already exists. Every time you throw a punch, the fire insists. The fire ensues, forgive me. It grows larger and larger and larger. It's a consuming, forever consuming flame that you are manifesting. Notice with fire, it is not consistent. Jay, bring me a lighter. Thank you. Notice with fire, family, it is absolutely not consistent. Here's the flame. You're not looking at a solid flame. See how my finger goes through it? That's because you're not looking at a solid flame, right? Each flame that starts at the bottom here, it's blue. As it rises to the top, it changes in color because we see vibration, okay? The hertz are faster at the bottom, causing it to vibrate blue, and slow at the top, causing it to vibrate yellow and red, okay? So we can actually see differences in heat. But what you are seeing is each fume dies as it reaches the top. The flame only exists from here to here. So a new flame has to consistently come in order for it to appear consistent. So life is just like this. It seems like it's an event, but really it's a bunch of life and death. It's a bunch of things that's sporadically happening at one time, and you see it as a consistent flame. But this is millions and millions of fumes that's rising and dying. As soon as it reaches this point where it doesn't die, it transforms into steam and hot air, right? So you're seeing it from here rise to the top and transform into steam and hot air. But each little small, if you could see all the way in there, the molecules of heat, you would know it's not a consistent flame. Once that one layer of flame makes it from the bottom to the top, it is gone. It's not just sitting there like this, a flame that you can touch like a knife. It's literally invisible. You understand? Or you know, intangible. That's us. We are not existing from moment to moment. Like there's no you. There's parts of you that's living and dying as we speak. Cells inside of you that's dying right now, that's living inside of you right now. So you are like that flame. You can't pin you down to just a simple thing. You are the manifestation of all that is within you. See? A manifestation of all that is within it. Same thing as water, family. I can take a drop of water, you know, out of this right here. I can take a drop of water out of this, and we'll say it's a drop of water. But if I put this in the freezer and pour it out as a solid block of ice, I see it as something consistent. I don't see it as billions and billions of tiny molecules that's frozen in that state. This is not an event. I only see it as an event because I'm focused on it. Okay? The ocean is a bunch of drops of water. But at the same time, it's the ocean and it's no drops of water. Do you understand what I'm saying, family? Does this make any sense? I'm really hoping this makes sense. I feel like, you know, for a lot of you that may lose you, but the ocean is a bunch of drops of water. And a bunch of drops of water is the ocean. Do you understand? It's not the ocean, it's waves. You understand what I'm saying, family? It's not a consistent thing. The wave and the ocean are one and the same, but the ocean is not the wave, nor is the wave the ocean. You see what I'm saying? Life is happening. You have these waves of life that's happening, but the waves are not life itself. So we'll take the event that happened, the wave, and we'll say, that's life, right? I grew up in a hurtful situation, hurtful waves. That's life. A pattern, that's life. And then what we do is we project that out. You a whole surfer out here, trying to surf on the same waves, but no wave is the same. Wow, man. Somebody said, this is deep, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Thank you, Crystal. You are as you see the world, family. So the problems and the negative aspects that you apply into the world every day, that gives you a good indication of who you are. And that gives you a good perspective in which you should regulate from. If you look at people and they're making you mad, they ain't said a word to you, they're making you feel uncomfortable, they haven't said a thing to you. This is a good indication of where you need to regulate from and fix yourself, center yourself. The goal is to look at someone and see a being. Everyone in this world is a being that is here to teach you. Everyone, regardless of how dumb you think they are here to teach because you are here to learn. Somebody say, they are here to teach because I am here to learn. In order to be a master teacher, I must first be a master student. Yin and yang. No master teacher stands in a position where they cannot learn. In fact, the reason they are a master teacher is because they've never stopped being a master student. When would you ever stop learning? When would you actually have all knowledge? Think about this, family. Everybody's a teacher. So what are you learning from these beings? Instead of judging them when they create an action or a mishap, so we call it, instead learn from them. Instead of seeing them as someone to judge, as someone to put in hell. Like, that's self-righteous to think that you have the right to be mad at someone for their expression on life, for how they receive life. Even if it came out at you. You ugly. Look, they raised in a way to where they believe that aesthetics are you. And however the world standardizes aesthetics, they believe that that's how you should be judged in this world. This tells you how they think. And they think you're ugly. So in that perspective, that's fine. Them announcing that to you, though, as above, so below, revealed that they were ugly. Who would tell a person that they were ugly other than an ugly person? What reason would you have to tell a person that they are ugly? You obviously are wanting to hurt them. You can't want them to feel too good about themselves. So do you feel good about yourself? As above, so below. Why are you telling them that? What is your need to chop them down? What is your need to do that? So it tells you, it's more about what I think being raised up, getting whoopings made us think we had to react to the world because our parents was reacting to us. If we did something they didn't like, there was punishment for it instead of observing us and learning themselves through our mistakes or teaching us to learn ourselves through our mistakes. Instead, it was, I'm whooping you because you didn't do something to make me happy. I'm whooping you because you didn't live up to my expectations. You broke the rules. So what that's going to manifest into is you being punished. So I believe what that does is it creates this aspect of us that wants to punish people when they don't please us. Instead of observing them and recognizing that this is their walk of life and they're going to be or not be according to their life. So if they want to be an asshole their life, then let them spend their life being an asshole. It doesn't mean you have to spend your life being the victim of one or being the enemy of one. They should not have power over you. If you're playing Grand Theft Auto and you're walking down the street and somebody walks up to you and bumps into you and be like, watch where you going. I mean, you have the right to pull your gun out and shoot them. You do. You're going to get a wanted meter and you're going to take some time having to avoid this wanted meter now when you could just move on to your next mission. What I'm telling you is we will manifest our kingdom quicker if we ignore that guy that bumped into us. He can be a part of the game, but we don't have to make him a part of the game. He really has no impact on us. What he's saying is only showing you him. He can only impact himself. Why am I going to come out of myself and interact with someone? And I know that it's distracting to my mission. I know it's not my plan. My plan today was to wake up, do this, and this. Why would I allow anybody outside of that to come and distract me from building my kingdom? What if, for all of you guys who believe in Jesus, what if Jesus says, hey, I'm going to prepare a place for you? What if he's never made it there yet because he keep getting distracted with other stuff? What if he was on his way there, but then somebody said something negative about him? Somebody didn't believe him, so he stopped to try to prove himself to somebody else. I mean, we know he'll do that. He'll hold his hands out so you can see his holes, right? He'll help you walk on water so you can help to believe in him. He really cares, right? Imagine how many people that Jesus might have saw that needed help on the way. What if he is not manifesting his kingdom because he's stopping to help all the people along the side? Some of us do that. We have a plan and a mission in mind, but we can't seem to focus on it because we're spending all our energy helping people. But see, in heaven, no one needs to be helped. There are no homeless people. How do you create that world here and not feel guilty for it? Like, how do you walk right past homeless people? How do you do that? And focus on your mission. How do you do that? You would feel evil, right? Because if this homeless person says, a homeless person who has had opportunities in life, but squandered those opportunities just like you have squandered opportunities. That homeless person says to you, can you just spare some money? You know that's all you got, okay? Now, are you going to tell yourself, well, I don't need to eat today. This person struggles with eating every single day. Let me go ahead and help them. Because I can tell you, some of those guys ain't homeless. Some of those guys got a Mercedes parked around the corner. And for you, you believe that you're supposed to help people and give them the last shirt off your back. And that could be what's keeping you in hell. So it's not even all the time necessarily negative energy that can take you there. You're not saving your money and putting your money in a place to where it can be used for your legacy and lineage, because you believe that it's better to give it all away and call yourself a good person because you did that. The money you work so hard for, so your children go lacking, your home goes lacking, because you're out here in the streets, so-called giving your money away to the poor. Do you understand, family? Everyone in this world is rich because they have an opportunity to choose their next move. They have an opportunity to choose what they're going to get angry about, what vibration they're going to live in, be a victim or be a conqueror. What you going to be? They say in heaven everybody gets a mansion. That's symbolic that it's a fair place. The playing field's leveled. What do we all get in this reality, family? A chance at life, 24 hours in a day, talents, gifts, thoughts. Do we act on those thoughts? Do we work with our alliances that we vibrate into our life, or do we just waste time with them? You meet a friend, do you just waste time with them, or do you pick their brain, see what their goals for their future endeavors are, to see if there's a reason they vibrated into your life, knowing that there is no coincidences, that everything is purposeful, that you're manifesting everything? Are you forming alliances with these people instead of just hanging around and wasting time, family? Because you might be one of those friends that somebody need to get rid of because all you want to do is waste time instead of be productive. Somebody start bringing up investments and starting a business and future endeavors and discipline. You start getting a bad taste in your mouth. You might be the person who a person should separate themselves from. And if you start thinking about investments and credit and having your own business, and you start to feel inadequate, that should further tell you that you're choosing your reality. You could have woke up this morning and understood money a little bit better. You could have woke up this rise and understood credit a little bit better, but you didn't choose to do that. You chose to still live the whole day and be right where you are with your understanding of credit. Be right where you are with your understanding of finances. But you keep saying, well, life is just making me poor. That's my life. My life is that I'm poor this lifetime. My life is that, things will get good for a while, then they'll go bad again. My life is, I can't really seem to get ahead, but just barely above water type shit. And you're going to keep recycling these ideas, and you're going to keep manifesting that same pattern in your life until you say, I'm going to be disciplined to manifest the life that I want. That means doing things differently. It's insanity to do the same things. It's insanity to do the same things over and over and expect a different outcome. If you want a different outcome, you must remain consistent in your manifestations, family. You cannot get weary in well-doing. You cannot get weary in well-doing. You got to be faithful to that thing that is your mission. You have to. Every single rise, family, you have an opportunity to choose your kingdom or to choose to serve in somebody else's. Wow. If you become my enemy, you are serving me. If you hate me, you are my servant. If you hate me, you are my servant. You belong to me. As long as you hate me, I own you. You better take it back. You better take it back, family. Wow, man. Someone says you're in a mobile home. I could focus on that and walk around my house trying to prove that I'm not in a mobile home. Or I can not focus on that and move right along and say it doesn't matter even if I was. Because why would I be eager to prove that I wasn't? Wouldn't that be ego? Would that be to suggest that if you're in a mobile home, there's something wrong with that? Whether you in a hut, a mansion, a mobile home, or a UV, a U-Haul, whatever you in, family, you are in control of your reality. You are in control of your heaven. Nobody can take it from you. Stop telling yourself because you don't wake up with what the world tells you that you should have, you in hell. You're creating that because you believe what they say. If you don't wake up in a mansion, you mad. You're going to create hell because you didn't wake up rich. You didn't go to sleep rich in terms of monetary wealth. Why would you do this to yourself? Wake up and create opportunity to be monetarily rich if that's what you want. And if that's what you want, damn it, you will have it. You will have whatever you want. Now, you don't believe me today because you're not used to getting what you want. What you focus on, but you are. Because you get whatever you focus on. And what you focus on, you choose. It don't matter if you want it. It don't matter if you wanted that person to offend you. You chose to focus on it. You don't want anybody to offend you. You don't want anybody speaking on your name in a negative way. Let's be honest, none of us do. Who the heck wakes up saying, I wish somebody was talking about me behind my back. I wish someone was coming for me. I wish somebody was speaking negatively of me. I just wish they were. I love when people insult me. Who does that? None of us want people to, but we choose to focus on it when it happens. Do you really think that if you focused on your life every day, you still wouldn't have what you want? Do you believe that? If you believe that, you truly are in a hell. If you truly believe that if you woke up every single rise and applied yourself, you would still yield the same outcome, then you truly are in a hell. You truly are, and you will continue to keep recreating that cycle of events if you don't confront that. I'm telling you, yo, and you're toxic to your own life. If you wake up and say to yourself, even if I try, this is the best I'm going to get. If that's what you believe, then you're admitting you in a damn hell. You are admitting that. But if you know that if you change some things, that your life would change, then yo, what you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Because so many of y'all project, y'all be like, y'all teachers try to make everybody think that they can accomplish something. Y'all teachers try to convince everybody that they can be something. They can. They can. There's a girl selling farts. She's selling farts and she got rich off of it. Yeah, if you use the gift that's inside of you and you have the confidence to step forward with that gift, regardless of what people think about it, it can yield you an outcome. So stop saying that, well, some people, no matter how hard they try, they ain't never going to have anything. If they are mentally adequate, family, and they are rich, this means having access to all of their limbs, and they are healthy. You're born rich if you are healthy, family. Now, some of us live in third world countries, and so we don't have access to monetary wealth. But animals don't have access to monetary wealth, and they're able to still survive. So maybe the idea of believing that you need money to survive is the problem. Some places, some of us wake up surrounded by food every day and be starving because we ain't got no money. But it's fruit trees right outside. You can plant a garden in your backyard, y'all. You can plant a small garden in your house. But you'll be like, I ain't got no money to eat. But drive past nut and fruit trees to go to steal a steak from the store. Change your diet. We are natural beings. You don't need a store to survive, nor money. It is our idea that we do need these things, and that's what keeps us subservient to this matrix. It keeps us as hamsters on the wheel. Am I saying we shouldn't contribute to the matrix and not realize its value in money? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if you lack access to monetary wealth, just know that you don't eat money. That's the beauty of it. You don't need money to eat. You don't actually eat money. You're trading money for food. You can plant your food and alleviate and eliminate the need for money for food. The world is yours. But some of y'all might say, well, I don't want to take the time to do that and learn. Then that's you. You're choosing to not take the time and learn. You're choosing to lean to this idea that you don't have the time. Here lately, family, every time I buy fruit, I have this strong inclination to plant the seed. And you know what I told Jamie yesterday? That's what I'm going to start doing. For some reason, I just feel this strong instinct to plant the seeds. I had a mango yesterday that I cut up. And I'm sitting here looking at this mango seed, wondering if I should throw it away or not, like I typically would. But something inside of me was saying, man, start planting these. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is start planting my seeds, man. I'm going to document it for y'all. And you will see I'll have a kitchen full of pots with seeds growing in them, and I'll take them outside and I'll plant them. You know, because I'm realizing some things, family. And when you have these realizations in your spirit world, in your thought world, you vibrate to a certain place and you get access to higher vibrational thoughts. When you get access to these high vibrational thoughts, here you have another choice to act on them or just let them pass by. And you can just be entertained by them. Nobody's judging you for that. If you don't want the monetary wealth that's attached to acting out the thought, then just entertain the idea. Just say that, hey man, this would be a great idea, wouldn't it? And just go around talking to people about it, and you can get praise for how brilliant your ideas are. Or you could take and act on the idea and get praise for how intelligent you are when it comes to creating business and bringing ideas to life. It's up to you. But the higher we vibrate, the higher thoughts that we vibrate in. Have you ever wondered who is the thinker behind my thoughts? What are thoughts? I don't pick and choose what thoughts come into my brain. I didn't say it at this certain time today I'm going to think this certain thought, right? Actually, what happens is you get thoughts according to your vibration. It's sort of like a radio station. You got to get in tune. If you're in tune to lower vibration, you think low vibrational thoughts. You put low vibrational poison into you. You watch low vibrational things. You watch gossip. You watch horror movies. You watch, not necessarily that these things are evil because they're low vibration, but we'll watch these things. You understand? In order to get higher vibrational thoughts, love and creation, you gotta put that stuff in your diet and be accountable to that, and raise your vibration, and you will have those thoughts. But when you get those thoughts, good or bad, positive or negative, you have a choice on whether you want to manifest those thoughts into reality. So based on where you vibrate, some of y'all get rewards from the universe. It could be a business idea. That business idea could be your ticket to the life that you want, but instead you won't create it. So you still choose. Well, I see this business idea and it would be amazing, but I'm just going to choose to stay in this reality because, you know, the business idea, if I were to pursue it, it might take a lot of time and I don't want to do that. You have a right. You don't have to do that. But because with everything comes a sacrifice. With the business that you manifest, your sacrifice may be the time and the energy that you put into it. You might say, I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to take the time and do that. You might not want to take the time and learn credit. That's okay. You will have bad credit or negative credit until you change your mind. And as long as you're okay with overpaying for everything that you have, not being able to get loans when you want them, not being able to use other people's money instead of your own if you have a business idea, as long as you're okay with that, then never work on your credit. Who am I to judge you? This is you where you are in your life. And so if you decide to change your life and learn credit, then you're going to learn at that moment that it's a responsibility and it's a sacrifice, because you have to sacrifice the now energy to learn it. You can do something else right now that would feel better, that would excite you more, but you have to choose to do the other thing because you're trying to grow in a certain area. You have choices, family. Stop blaming the world because you don't make your choices or because you're making the incorrect choices. You're making the choice for what you want. You want to do nothing, so you don't want to not have money, but you want to do nothing more than do something. Doing something would be the change to your life in creating your wealth. But not doing something is what you want to do more. So you want to do nothing more than you want to be rich. So that's the problem. Do you understand, family? That's what we call lazy. It's in due time. Stop talking and start doing, Gunpowder says. Ganesha says, the elephant god of the Hindu world, the most called upon god in all of Hinduism. Ganesha says, the way to manifestation is to quit talking and begin doing. The obstacle remover, Ganesha is called. And you can see why with that powerful statement. The way to conquer your manifestations, to create your manifestations, to create the heaven that you want, so the way to becoming what you say you want to become is to stop talking and begin doing. It's in your action that you manifest your material world. Do you understand, family? With everything comes a sacrifice. Absolutely, family. With everything. Look, let's say you want to be a lawyer, right? With everything comes a sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice the now energy, time, and it could be years of that time to be able to get there. So like, you know how we watch movies like Charmed, where there's magic and spells. They say take the eye of a dragon, the blood of a chipmunk, the foot of a rabbit, and some herbs from over here and some this from over there, right? And you mix this stuff together and you say this phrase, and this is when your spell will work, your ritual would work, and you'd manifest whatever you want, right? Well, that's all just narrative and show. The way you actually manifest a spell is with sacrifice. It's, I want to be a lawyer. Okay, so that means I got to go to school. That means I have to focus on my work. That means I have to be diligent. That means I got to make good grades. That means I have to pass the bar exam, right? I have to do all of that to manifest an internal lawyer so they can be an external one. See, if I can't become a lawyer unless I sacrifice all this time and energy, because in doing that, I gain the knowledge and the experience of being one. And you cannot do that if you're not willing to sacrifice in the material world to get the spiritual world. So like, you know how Neo on the Matrix, how he plugged into the Matrix and he wanted to learn karate and they just gave it to him? Well, the real world don't work like that. This world doesn't work like that. It takes sacrifice, okay? The fake world, you can just download stuff. But in the real world, let's say in the spiritual world, you can get epiphanies. You can just download things and become better in a moment's time, because of the spirit side can do that. There's no time, don't exist. So you can learn more in a moment with an epiphany than you can learn in 8 years of law school, don't get me wrong. Or in 20 years of education, you can learn more in a moment with an epiphany. But in the tangible world, time is a factor. You understand? There must be a sacrifice of time and energy to manifest the thing that you want. So on this side, family, you have to put forth the time and energy to manifest the knowledge and that comes along with being the person that you want to be in the world. Do you understand? If you want to be a more mature person, a more wise person, then you're going to have to take the time to pour yourself into philosophy and thought. Okay, and pour yourself into yourself in terms of more self-reflection. You know, getting to know yourself a little bit better through your meditations. You understand? If you're going to be that type of person, it don't just happen because you say it. Deciding to be don't just mean a mental decision. It means with action, heart, mind, and soul. As above has to be with below in order to create and manifest. So the above thinks that the above says to self that this is the thing I'm going to do. That's the decision to change your life here. But the body has to follow it. That's why the devil still does what God tells it to do. Your double, your flesh, your side that more so seeks pleasure, has to listen to your mentality. It has to be a subservient to what's here. The decision is made here, and the lower entity, which is your lower self, your material self, has to listen to your higher self, and it's your higher self who can punish this self with guilt, shame. However you feel about yourself, is God punishing your devil? Is your devil in hell? How do you feel about your actions or inactions in the world? How do you feel about your life? Do you judge yourself for your life? Do you say you ain't shit because you don't have enough? Do you say that you're incapable because you don't have enough? This is your God putting your lower self in hell. This is you punishing you. When you look at your life, do you stand back and judge yourself and say, you ain't shit? The same way we do other people. When you see people that's on your level or a little bit below it, sometimes even above it, do you tell them they ain't shit? You ain't nothing. You think you all of that, but you ain't. You ain't nothing. They got more than you, and you still telling that person they ain't nothing. Do you see the world that way? Do you look down on people who have less than you? This is you punishing you. See, that when you look down on somebody, it is you who gets to feel that. You get to feel the self-righteousness. That's the evilness. That don't belong in heaven. So you're in hell when you're doing that. Only a devil does that. Judges its own sin compared to somebody else's. God don't even accept that it's sin. What it does is just whatever it does. If the Bible's God want to kill you because you didn't worship it, because you didn't do something it said do, It doesn't. It doesn't have to think about if murder is a sin. It doesn't punish itself with guilt. It's free from all of that. It's free from morals. How do you feel about your past actions? Have you forgiven yourself? Or do you still put you in hell? Maybe you feel like you deserve to be there, so you create that reality for yourself. Your thoughts line up with it, so why wouldn't you create that reality? If you wake up every day thinking you don't deserve to be loved, don't you think you will create that in life, that you will have an attitude with people? You won't be lovable because you don't think you have the right to be loved. So you won't be lovable. You'll be mean. You'll be off-putting. You'll be distant. You'll be the hardest person in the world to make friends with. Come up with excuses whenever it's time to, hang out. Even though you're the one who was there for the plans. But as soon as Friday come around, you come up with something. Right? But then you say, I don't have no friends. Nobody wants to be my friend. Nobody likes me. I'm not lovable. I'm not valuable. And so you create a life to where you're not valuable. It's crazy. But you are creating the hell that you live in. So if you truly want to go to heaven, you must be willing to die. Whatever your reason is for holding on to that ego, you got to let that go too, because when you die, you don't have a choice. You got to go. You got to go. And everything that you believe you are has to go too. Yeah, ego makes us jealous. Ego makes us proud too. Let's be real. Ego's not the negative thing here. It's how we judge things to our ego. See, ego can make you feel high and mighty. But it's through the lens of ego that we see the world as a delusion. The world is not as it appears through ego. Because again, the world is just happening. Things are just happening, family. Okay? An eagle stopped and picked up a snake and flew off with it. It's just happening. A snake sees that and it's evil. A bird sees that and he's jealous because the other bird got food before him. I see that and I just marvel at nature. Wow, nature beautiful. I just saw a bird literally swoop out the sky, grab a snake, start biting on it and fly off. And I thought that I'm blessed to be in the right place at the right time to see that. That snake ain't thinking that. Snake like, ah! The bird is like delicious. The snake is like, ouch. Life is just happening. How I process it is me. If I see the snake and I see the snake and the eagle, and I go, the eagle is evil. That snake is my favorite animal. He wasn't bothering nobody. That eagle, you got a whole sky. You could have went anywhere. Why you fly here and pick this snake? What ain't bothering you? Right? If my favorite animal was the snake. If my favorite animal was the eagle, I might be like, yo, the eagle is the dopest animal in the world. Look, it picked up a snake. Life is just happening. My manifestation of it is as I am. I might feel fear. I might be like, damn, start running. Like, what the hell just what just happened? Like, you see what I'm saying? If I saw a lion jump on a gazelle, especially in my backyard or somewhere in the woods, and I know that lion can get to me, I'm not gonna marvel. But if I'm on TV, not if I'm on TV, that's if I'm watching TV. Why would I be on TV, right? If I'm watching TV and I see a lion chase down a gazelle, on the outside look at it, I'm like, the lion is such an amazing animal. But if I'm there and I see a lion just run up and grab a gazelle right beside me, I'm taking off. I'm hauling ass because it's a monster. There ain't nothing about that beautiful to me. Life is just happening. You understand? That's why if someone makes a joke on someone else, you might laugh. If that same thing was said to you, you might cry. It's ego. You're taking the world in through the lens of ego, and that is how you see the world. And how you see the world, you project that onto the world and say that's what the world is like. That the world is as I see it. But no, you are as you see the world. Wow. Wow. See, ladies, that girl that walked by with that red dress on, who got all that body, who walking on those heels, who got that Coach bag, that Gucci bag, who got your attention and you over there hating on her, let me tell you something. She poses no threat to me. From your ego, you see her and you mad. I'm entertained. You see what I'm saying? Like, my perspective is totally different than yours. Now watch this. That guy that walks in here, right? Muscles chiseled, taller than I am, got more money than me, right? I might see him as a threat, but he may pose no threat at all to you. You see what I'm saying? Like, you might enjoy his presence. I may not. It's all based on how I see myself. And I'm telling myself that's the world, but I'm projecting that on the world. I don't want that man to be in here for whatever reason. Maybe I feel insecure by him. Maybe I noticed how much taller he was than me. Maybe I noticed my girl was looking at him or something. You know, maybe I just feel like she would like him. So I start doing these things. That's what people do, family. Someone will see me and say, "You a pretty boy." You know, from that, however you think about pretty boys must follow. So pretty boys are scared to fight. They weak, not athletic. Girly acting, beta male. These types of things they associate with it, right? Why would I be on TV? Look at Kevin limiting himself. Y'all funny, man. I mean, why would I be on TV looking at a lion? Like, that's what I mean. I'm watching the lion on TV, not if I'm on TV watching the lion. That would be weird. I'm watching the lion on TV, not on TV looking through the TV at a lion. But anyway, that's what I meant. TV is in my future, family, okay? I know I got a face made for radio, but I got a voice for TV. You understand? So, just... Somebody says, you got a brain for confusion, apparently. Thank you, King, Queen. Queen said you would be great on TV. I definitely appreciate that. See? So family, from this moment forward, okay? From now on, I love that. From now on, family, what will you choose? Will you choose heaven or will you choose hell? Who will you choose to serve? Your kingdom or someone else's? From now on, who are you going to serve, family? Your own agenda? Are you going to operate your kingdom with your system in mind, or are you going to apply somebody else's system to your kingdom? Are you going to judge yourself by somebody else's values? Are you going to say, well, I don't have much money, so that means I'm poor? Who told you that? Someone else's eyes may look on you and see that, but let that be their perspective. The tribe that lives in huts do not think they're more poor than the king who lives in the castle. They have their way of life and the king has his. Do you understand? And they do not compare themselves to them. In fact, they would never want to be a king because they deem the king as the biggest slave. Do you understand? And the king is the biggest slave. You must be a slave to your own kingdom. You must make this physical specimen a slave to your mind's kingdom. And your slave must do the mission of your kingdom. And that's what happens, family. The king is the biggest slave to his kingdom. He has to serve his kingdom. He cannot quit. He has to consider his kingdom. Do you understand? He must let others starve in favor of his kingdom, because a true king is in complete, utter submission to his kingdom. He is not the ruler of his kingdom. He is, in fact, the servant of his kingdom. A true king. Do you understand, family? So whose kingdom will you serve? Yours or someone else's? From now on, what will you choose? I need to hear it, family. From now on, what will you choose? From now on, who are you choosing, family? Your kingdom or someone else's? Whose kingdom will you serve? Mine or theirs? Yours or theirs, family? Whose kingdom are you going to build? Are you going to build heaven or hell? Caleb says, I'm going to build Jesus' kingdom. And you have every right to do that, Caleb. You're free. You're rich. You can wake up and worship whoever you want to in this lifetime. Antoine says, my kingdom. Say one day in the past, Caleb, I would have gotten upset with you for saying that. I would have said, won't you free yourself from that? Come on, man. But you know what? I would be putting myself in a hell if I try to limit anybody from having their heaven. I am not going to be a devil that pulls you from your heaven. So if serving the kingdom of Jesus or manifesting Jesus' kingdom is your sole purpose, then I have to encourage that. I got to be happy for you. Okay, he says he's joking, but that's fine. Even if it were, I know that we have believers of all different type of religions that follow my content. And what I try to tell them is, if it's true for you, then it's true for you. Okay? You see the world as you are. If you following Jesus makes you a better person, I am happy you found Jesus. If you following Allah makes you a better person, I'm happy you found Allah. If you following, Krishna, Ganesha, Vishnu, Ganpati, if you are if whoever you follow, Buddha, whatever it is that you serving, if it is making you a better person, I am so glad that you found it. Okay? Yes, I am still atheist when it comes to the world's concepts of God. Somebody says, mine is heaven. This could be my hell. That's what you're saying. Absolutely. This can be whatever. It's going to be whatever you willed it to be. Do what thou wilt. You have the right to create evil or good, family. If you want to sit inside of your mind and hate all day on people, be mad at everything you see, that is absolutely your right. Some people actually feel joy in doing that. They actually sit up all day and they take their time all day and be it on social media, type it in comments to tear other people down, to tell them how to live their life, to tell them what content they should make. Some people, they enjoy that. It makes them feel self-righteous. It makes them feel fulfilled to hate on other people. If they see someone with more than them, then they'll judge them for how they're using it. If they see someone with less than them, they'll judge them because they don't have as much. And they spend their entire life judging people. And listen, if that's what entertains them, they have absolutely every right to create their hell just as much as I have to create my heaven. And for them, choosing that negative energy could be heaven for them because it makes them feel good to do that. But see, their vibration is negative because negative vibrations feel good to them. You always gonna like where you are. That's the problem. When you're mad, you want to be mad. That's the problem. That's the problem with hell, is that you want to be there. Somebody type that in. The problem with hell is that you want to be there. When you're in lust, it feels good. Do you understand? When you are in lust, it feels good to lust. It don't hurt you to lust. It don't feel bad. That's like eating bad food don't taste bad. It tastes good, actually. It's after you process it that you realize it has a negative impact or effect on your life and health. But the taste of it is good. Like the taste of lust is good. The taste of greed is good. You like it. You like being in competition with others to see who can have the most. You like that because you get to be ahead of people too. Some people you're behind, and that kind of sucks. But then there's some people who you way ahead and you get to feel superior and you get to say it's because you got more. You can do that. You have every right to. Who can tell you that you can't do that? Again, some people are great with juggling negative energy. They actually enjoy it. So they are actually in heaven, even though they're creating chaos. Some people like it. They instigate, they stir up lies so they can watch people be mad at each other and stand back like they ain't had nothing to do with it. They're creating hell and chaos, and that's a reflection of who they are. And they love it. They're happy. See, in hell, Satan, God. Somebody type that in. In hell, Satan is God. Don't they say Satan is the god of the underworld? Satan is the ruler of the lower realm. This is why I'm saying reminding your abusers of the pain they caused you might actually be giving them a dopamine boost. It might actually make them feel good because their intention was to harm you. So you putting them in heaven at the same time you putting you in hell. So let's say you track them down from years ago when they hurt you, and you tell them what you did to me, it really hurt me. It changed how I see life. I'm traumatized. I'm broken. If you only knew the damage you caused me. And inside of them, they could be like, My plan worked. Yes. Because when I conjured this plan, I said, if I could just do this to them, they will never see life in a positive way. I can ruin their outlook on life. I can make them recreate hell for themselves through imagining the pain that I put them through, remembering the pain I put them through. Yes, I wanted to distract them because I was jealous of them. I didn't like when they was focused on their mission because it made me feel so insecure to see them moving further than me. I hated that. So now to see them focus on me instead of their mission makes me feel special. To see them down and out over something I did, and instead of being focused on their dream, here I am now, you know, telling them that, hey, they hurting, validating them. Yeah, they're excited. Right? Right, family? Do what thou wilt, family. See every single moment, not just every rise. See every moment as an opportunity. I said every rise you have an opportunity, but every moment you have an opportunity. So if you've already woken up, if you've already rose up today, and you begin to remember your past, you have the opportunity right now to let go. No moment is attached to any other moment. Right now, you can decide to start creating heaven. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. Is everybody on here right now ready to forgive themselves and everybody who ever hurt them so they can truly go to heaven right now? Are you truly willing to live in a higher vibration and not judge others? Not let others pull you out of your joy by making you mad, even if they are verbally attacking you, even if they are trying to hurt your feelings. Who in here is saying, today, I'm making a choice to go to heaven, to die, to do away with my ego and forgive all those who ever hurt me, knowing that what they did to me is not holding me back, knowing that me remembering it every day is my doing, not theirs. What they did to me has already been said and done. If you ever saw a tree and where the beavers would bite the tree to get the bark off of it, if you notice months later, the bark is already back on that tree. You can't even tell where the beavers have been. If the tree was remembering the time that the beavers took the bark away and was living life traumatized and angry and it has all that bark back on it anyway, that would be ridiculous, family. Some of our scars have completely healed and we're still talking about the time we got cut. It is time today that we choose to not be a victim anymore, to not recreate the damage that somebody else caused to us, and instead create the healing, create the life that we want to live, because you have a choice and you can either accept that or not. If you don't accept that today, then that's your choice too. You can continue to believe that the world is happening to you. But I'm telling you right now, come into your godhood, come into your kingdomhood, and begin to create the reality that you want. You have the right to be as happy as you want to. You have the right to love yourself as much as you want to. You have the right to think you are as beautiful as you want to, as handsome as you think you want to. Other people may tell you, you think you pretty, you arrogant. Other people may say, you think you handsome, you full of yourself, you cocky. It doesn't matter what they say. You have a right to love yourself as much as you want to love yourself. Do you understand, family? You're not wrong for doing that. You get one life. You have every right to believe that you have the propensity to be a king. And you have every right to believe you have the propensity to be a slave. It is up to you to choose who you want to be. Nobody can take that from you. Be the best damn slave you can be if that's what you want to be. But be the best king that you can be if that's what you want to be. Who you are, let your light shine. There are slaves. Some slaves enjoy being slaves, family. There's a place for everybody. Choose where you fit in, but don't blame the world for where you are. Do you understand? You can only blame self. Do you understand, family? Yes, bad things have happened to us all. But what we did and how we processed that negative thing, that's all us, family. Let's be real. And some of y'all that might be hurting y'all to hear, but that's okay. Truth hurts. HERTZ. Truth brings energy and truth brings life. Truth brings about a positive energy and gives you perspective so you can change. Truth hurts. Sometimes you gotta be hurt. Pain has knowledge. In pain, you have knowledge and experience. Right, it's all in how you handle it. That's it. That's what makes you an expert or not, right? Right? Nairis D, right? That's what makes you an expert, how you handle it, ain't it? Yeah. Like if I'm a surgeon and I'm weary of blood and seeing open wounds and seeing live organs, I'm probably not going to be that much of an expert. So I'm going to have to handle that a little bit better, right? I'm going to have to, even though I have a choice to choose whether I'm going to be, nauseous, I can choose if I'm going to be afraid. I have to do this act enough to where I have confidence and replace that fear with confidence. And I replace that trauma or that disgust that I have with seeing blood with knowledge. You understand that blood isn't gonna make me sick. It doesn't carry a disease, a airborne disease. As long as I'm protecting myself right, I'll go in, clean myself. I can conduct my surgeries because I have an understanding of it. Yes, I once was afraid of it, but in order to be good at this, I had to put those fears to the side so I can be an expert. It's all in how you handle it. I want you guys to know something. I'm not blind. I see the negative comments as well as the positive, but I'm choosing my heaven. I could focus on your negativity. I could allow it to, I could choose to be angry because of it, but I pretend I don't see it. I focus on the positives. People say, Kevin, why you don't be deleting these negative comments as soon as you see them? Because negative people exist. I can't delete negative people when they show me, a lot of this stuff y'all saying to me, I say to myself. This is why I say you guys are a reflection of me. When you tell me I'm not good enough, when you tell me don't quit your day job, when you say that you're ugly or you're gay, when you say all these types of things, these are aspects of myself, family. I grew up hearing that I was a pretty boy. I always hated hearing the you gay stuff. So I project that onto my world. People still tell me that. I hated to hear that I wasn't capable, that I wasn't gonna be good enough. So sometimes I still question if I have the ability. The world yields me that. The world shows me how I think by being fragments of that. So a person is only manifesting themselves as your own thought. As I said, they're physical. If you don't think that you're good enough, it's gonna be somebody outside of you to remind you of that. Somebody's gonna be your outward expression of what you feel inside of you. Do you understand your insecurities, all of that stuff? You're gonna see them projected on the world, into the world. Think about it, family. Some of you guys got things that you don't like on your face, that you don't like, about your physical attributes. If somebody's calls one of those things out, it hurts because you've already accepted it as an insecurity. Do you understand? You don't have to accept it as an insecurity and see yourself as flawed. You could instead see yourself as perfection because you don't have to fit in any mold of aesthetic standard because you came long before those ideas were ever created. You are your ancestors. Who cares if people think that you're beautiful or not? You are magic. And that is beautiful because you are your ancestors. You are a collage of every person who ever came before you, manifesting in this moment to look exactly how you look. And you're not your face. You borrowed your eyes from Uncle such and such, you borrowed your lips from your mama, your head from your daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's different parts of your body that came from different aspects of your ancestry. You are your ancestors. You're the transformer who put all the body parts together from all of your ancestors, and you are the new reincarnation of them. And how can that be ugly, family? How can it be ugly? How? Every skill that you have, every ability that you have, and the ones that you're creating today will be passed on. How in the world can that be ugly? That's right. This tongue can be tricky. The tongue doesn't have a bone, yet it can break bones. Absolutely. It is said that as strong as a horse is, and all those muscles, it is controlled by a small bit inside of its mouth. And you can control where it's going with that small bit. You can make it stop or go with that small bit. Absolutely. We are controlled by that small bit. It is true. We control others with that small bit. We must not allow them to. Again, make your body a slave to your mind, and you are in control. Make your mind a slave to your body, and you are in total chaos. If you are taking the world in, if you're taking the world in through your eyes, mouth, nose, ears, senses, your sensory systems, and you're letting that cause you to be depressed, cause you to be stagnant, cause you to hate yourself, then that is the body being in control of the mind. You think that this world is real first off, so you apply it to how you think about yourself, thinking that that's who you are. Instead, what you should know is you are who you are here, and you're creating that out here. So if people treat you bad out here, it doesn't mean you're worthless. They're treating you bad out here because you believe that you're worthless. See, they continue to treat you bad because you allow them to still be around you. That is you showing them that this is the treatment that should be due for you. The moment that people stop treating you bad is the moment you start walking away from people who mistreat you. This is you choosing to live life in your value. If you know you are a king, you don't go to where people see you as a pawn. You stay in your kingdom where you are respected, right? You stay in your kingdom where you are seen as a king. Why would you go to anybody else's kingdom? Because you're not going to be a king. You're not going to be the main character in somebody else's movie family. Do you understand? You can only be the main character in yours, so why not star in your own movie, guys? Right? Those people that you see coming in and out of your life, they're not main characters. Why are you giving them your attention? Do main characters do that? Let them hate on you. Don't you hate on them like you a part of their movie. Psh, I'm not a part of your movie, sir, ma'am. Alright? They don't stay rolling until I step in this mug, okay? Action! Soon as I wake up. They don't say that when you wake up. Soon as I wake up. Action! You know how they do. Cut! When I go to sleep. Ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing happening when I leave the room. You understand? I am the main actor. You understand? Wherever I am, that's where the scenes are. All the other actors are sitting down doing something else when I'm on the screen. They ain't still acting and getting filmed. I'm the main actor. They gonna go off over and get a coffee break. They're not doing anything right now. When you watch a movie, you looking at the main actor, wondering what the villain doing. He's waiting on his parts. He's waiting until it's his scene. He ain't doing nothing. He's not actually concocting a plan. It's a movie, y'all. He's learning his lines and waiting until it's time to come back on the screen. That's what they're doing. In my movie, that's exactly what they're doing. My enemy's working for me. They learn the script so they can, make it seem interesting. Give me a fight at least. My enemies only work for me. They only show up when I need them to, so I can look good. They the Goliath to my David. They only show up when I need them to, family. When you're reading about David, Goliath is not actually somewhere doing some Philistine shit. He's not non-existent. He's waiting to be written back into it. Y'all know it's the truth. All right, the main actor, okay? Are you the main actor or a side actor? Some of y'all ain't even none of that. Some of y'all just B-roll footage. Y'all just walking by. Y'all just bystanders in life. Y'all ain't even, they nothing happen. Y'all just watch the cool people and gossip. Y'all just the girl in the bikini walking across the beach on Baywatch. You ain't nobody. You just here to be seen and gone tomorrow. With jugs. Showing your ass. Running in slow motion. Baywatch. You ain't nobody. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This is just feeling to get people to entertain. Keep people entertained. The lady in the red dress has nothing to do with the Matrix at all. It's crazy, man. There's place for you. If you want to be someone who jogs on the beach in Baywatch, there's a place for you. They get paid too. I had a CSR who worked for me when I ran an errands. She was my cashier, but she also was an actor on the set of Baywatch. Lived in Savannah, Georgia. So She would go down to the beach on the weekends, of course, and she would be a side prop. She'd walk by in her bathing suits. Of course, she had a nice shape and all that kind of stuff. A girl named Charity, and she was faithful to it. She stayed in shape, kept her tan up, everything, so she could star in this show and be there for that B-roll footage walking by. They got to pay you too. So there's nothing wrong with being that person who walked by, but just know you never get any lines. And you might get eaten by a shark. I'm just saying. You're expendable, is what I mean. Whenever you're not producing your own reality, you're expendable. People don't see you, and you tend to. I mean, I don't guess we do like that, but hey, that's what happens when you're not trying to create. People don't seem to see you, and we wonder why people don't see us. I don't know. Work on your lines. Tell them you want some lines instead of just being B-roll footage. I don't know if this is making sense to you, family. What I'm saying is, don't just go with others' program. If you B-roll footage and you jogging the beach on Baywatch, that's the equivalent to being an employee. What you do for a living is make other people's dream come true. You don't have any lines. You're never going to get a promotion to do it. People are never going to truly see your talent because you're using your talent to fulfill somebody else's dream or goal. What talent is there in cutting plastic off a part that came out of a hot machine? Regardless of how good you get at it, you're not going to be able to use it for anybody except for that place or that field. Are you truly increasing your value? What I'm telling you guys is you don't get lines until you work on your innermost. This is when the world begins to open up to you and you actually have a skill. You can go anywhere when you have a skill. But if you have a role, you can only go to certain companies, family. Do you understand? On The Office, when Dunder Mifflin was about to shut down, it was Dwight who said, "I just realized I'm worthless. I can tell you anything about where the papers go, what type of papers are, what grit it is, the thickness of the paper, and what it should be used for. And I seem to be a connoisseur or all intelligent and have many uses when I'm inside this office. But outside of this office, I don't have any skills. I can't tell you what is." And that taught him a lesson. It might not have been Dwight that said that, because Dwight did have that turnip farm or something like that. So he definitely had money on the side. Dwight was probably doing better off than anybody in there. So it could have been somebody else who said that. But I remember watching The Office. If y'all watch The Office like that, because I definitely watch The Office like that. Like, I love The Office, but if you guys watch it often, do you guys remember who said that? That inside the office they have value, but outside the office they don't, because it was Pam. Okay, it might have been Pam. You right, Solid. Thank you. See, look at that, boy. My Dunder Mifflin fans. What up? Before I let y'all go, for all of you guys who watch The Office, what's your favorite scene, family? What's your favorite scene? What scene stand out to you the most? It'd probably take a long time to type it out, right? Now, Michael, obviously my favorite character. But my favorite episode is when Will Ferrell was on there. And Dwight wasn't trying to hear nothing Will Ferrell had to say. And Will Ferrell was like Will Smith in chasing Dwight's approval. So he tried to send, he sent the little assistant in there to try to help Dwight out, ask him if he needed anything. And Dwight tried to make it seem like that she really meant anything. So he tells Will Ferrell to come get his whore. Like, he is so disagreeable because he wanted that position. You feel me? Dude wanted that position bad, man. And when he didn't get it, it was said to him, I'm not gonna be a good employee no more. I had Michael's back. You know, I was always trying to appease him, and he didn't even put in a good word or recommendation for me. So I'm gonna be an asshole to this new guy. And he just keeps on being an asshole to Will Ferrell. Finally, y'all, because Will Ferrell, they sitting in the canteen one day in the break room. You know, I'm always talking about canteen. Sound like I'm in the military. But they was in the break room, and Will Ferrell was like, "Man, why don't you like me?" He's like, "I don't care about liking you. I'm here to do my job." Dwight said, "Let me do my job in peace. And that's it. I don't got to fraternize with you." And Will Ferrell was like, Rome, I'm gonna make you like me. I like it wouldn't work. Okay? And so anyway, Will Ferrell's about to go to the basement so they can shoot some basketball. You know what I mean? And he's like, let's go down and shoot some hoops, because he told them he could dunk and everything. They didn't believe Will Ferrell could dunk and stuff. So they said, let's go on down here and see right now. He's like, all right, pick-up game right now. And Dwight go say something smart like, I'm not going down there for this pissing contest. Now I tell you, Will Ferrell went in on Dwight. Damn it, Dwight! Get your ass down there or find another paper company to work for. Oh, Dwight was the first person downstairs. That man said, he got up and was out of there. The next time he saw Dwight, he was like, little known fact about me, I respond to aggressive leadership. No, you scared. You was scared. You was scared. Another one of my favorite episodes was when Michael had that money, that budget money, and he was trying to figure out what to do with it. And so he wanted to keep the money to buy a coat with it, some type of mink coat or something. But they found out what this dude was doing and made him, take a vote on whether they was going to replace the office with chairs or get a new printer. And the room was divided on this issue. And so Michael, he decided to go get the security guard from downstairs and get his input. And his input is going to be the decision that sways, computer chairs or printer. So this guy comes upstairs and he's like, just take a look and let us know what we gonna do. And the dude go over there and look at the printer. It's an old printer. Definitely really old. Let me see the chair. He went and sit down in the chair like, ooh, this is a horrible chair. I don't see how y'all sitting these out there. I can see how you have a bad back. And so they're like, what is he gonna choose? He's like, let me look at the printer one more time. Michael said, okay. He goes back, looks at the printer one time, observes it. Michael's looking at him like, so what's your decision? He goes, let me sit in the chair again. Michael said, that's it. I'm done. He was mad. Michael was mad at the dude. He was like, I'm done, that's it. He's like, he frustrated this dude so bad. Because I guess Michael feels like he didn't make a decision fast enough. It's just, I don't know why that's so funny to me. But to see Michael just look in the camera like there's something wrong with him, dude, he was just like, he washed his hands and that shit. That's a funny show, man. And you gotta pay attention or you're gonna miss something. You know what I mean? When they tore up the computer, right? That was a good episode. If y'all don't watch The Office, y'all need to get on it, family. But listen, family, I'm about to close out. I definitely thank all of you guys for getting involved in this live, taking a part in this live. Thank you for hitting those likes. Yeah, he was very impatient, the Grand Duo. He was very impatient, all right? But please comment, guys. I know, of course, once I save this live, it'll go away, and all of your comments and stuff will go away with it. Please go back to the actual live. You guys watch the whole thing. You watch parts of it. Go back and put a positive comment or an opinion. Let me know what you thought of it so I can go back and see what your concerns are, see what questions you may have, so I can make a point to make videos about your questions or try and respond to you guys in the comments, okay? So please, all of you guys that's watching right now, take the time to go to this video when you see it published, which will be shortly, and please leave your comments on the video after it's posted, because the comments that come onto the video while we're going live, they will disappear. That way I can actually see your comments and go from there, okay? It's unfortunate that you can have all those people watching at one time, but then whenever you load it up, you don't have those interactions still there. A lot of times those interactions are great for thought, family. And I love for your thoughts to be represented there forever, so we can always go back and look at them. A lot of the things y'all said on here today were amazing, and it's unfortunate that they're just gonna go away into the metaverse, okay, family? So anyway, be evolution, be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it's in the chaos that you find yourself. If you want a one-on-one conversation, family, with me, they are $100 per hour. I also have a mentorship program, which is $1,500 for 3 months. And that's $500 per month or $1,200 straight out, and you get $300 off. The difference is with regular telephone sessions, family, I talk to you about whatever event or thing or question that you have going on that day. And that's 1 hour. If you guys get a mentorship program with me, you will speak to me twice a week. I develop a program for you to get you to your future self. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in yourself, we learn those things in our first conversation. Now I develop a plan to help you to hit that moment, to close that gap to your future self. And I'm here with you along the whole entire way. So if you guys are looking at my content saying, I wish I had him as a life coach, I wish I could have a conversation with him on a 1 hour, go to www.betheevolution.org. And from there, you can book straight up. The available appointment times and things are already there. If you don't use that, you can go to www.kevinwesleyb, not www, but Instagram, at KevinWesleyB_rise. And you can message me there, and you can Cash App me, PayPal me, whatever you need to do to set up the hour or the mentorship program. Okay, family? I look forward to working with you all. The last couple of weeks has been very, very busy for me. I've had so many people calling me, but I can tell you this, not a single person that I've spoken with weren't better after the conversation. You can ask them, man. So any of you guys on here that have purchased that hour from me or is a member of my mentorship program, manifesting your kingdomhood, rising to royalty. If you are a member of my mentorship program, please comment, let the people know how much you have benefited from it. If you are a person who has spoken with me on the phone, please let the people know how inspired you were by the end of the conversation and how much it was worth it. Some people say, man, it's worth it. You're not charging enough, Kevin. You guys may be saying $100 a lot for an hour, but after I talk to people, they say, man, you are selling yourself too cheap. I have never had this much perspective and insight in 1 hour in my entire life, man. Thank you so much. And they end up being return customers, family. So return clients. So anyway, family, I look forward to speaking with you if I haven't. And if I have, I look forward to speaking with you again. All right. Peace to you all.